Hey guys, Sean here. Thanks to everyone who tunes into the Play It Up podcast. We really love doing this podcast and really appreciate everyone who listens. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram by searching for Play It Up Podcast. You can find the full video podcast on YouTube, and you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts, Anchor, and more. If you want to ask us a question, you can do so on Anchor, and your question will be featured on the podcast. If you like what we do, please remember to like, review, comment, follow or subscribe, and please recommend us to your friends. Thanks guys, and enjoy the episode.
Alright. Shall we start?
Yeah, let's do it.
Happy to start. Okay, welcome to a new episode of the Play It Up podcast. A bit of a special episode today, so we're first time we're doing the podcast all together, I believe.
This
is the first one. So
all in the same room.
We've obviously done one together before you went to Germany, but now that we've got Dennis a part of the crew,
I think it was only one time, right, at Netherworld that we did it all in the same place.
Yeah.
I think
A long time ago.
I could be completely wrong on that. It's been too long.
Yeah,
But yeah, this is the first time the actual Play It Up podcast.
Everyone's assembled.
Yeah.
I do feel like we came into our own, like, a little bit more. It obviously became more of a podcast when you guys joined, and then we became complete when we gathered Dennis from the wild.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, definitely.
No worries. It's been great.
So we're just going to do a bit of what we've been up to chat. We'll add that new segment that I was talking about where we choose a game each from a console, and we'll see. We're hoping that we can do some more catch up. So the idea is that we all find find 4 games that one of us hasn't played before, and then when we get all those 4 games together, we'll catch up at someone's house and give them a whirl, and we can have a bit of a chat about the games and why we like them.
And record it as well.
Record the gaming stuff. Yeah,
that'd
that'd
be great. Like maybe watching someone trying to learn a game that.
Yeah, we can video capture that, so we can get all the best moments easy.
Yeah, we could stream it and then put an edited part.
Yeah, take all the swear words out, or a little bit.
Yeah. Just the ones that...
Even if we did like a live stream
on
Twitch or something, and we can just
do
it on that.
True.
So,
just a podcast stream.
Yeah, for sure.
We need to do a top 10 of mum jokes throughout the podcast.
Neil's
at least 9 of them.
How do you
Christmas
choose?
special. Neil's top 10 mum jokes.
How do you choose just 10?
That's what we say to Neil's mum. Damn. Sorry.
That was good.
That's not a real dude. Laugh at that one.
So besides that, we'll chat about what we've been up to. We'll do the game thing, and then the last of all, we'll talk about Ultimate Denizen, which you 3 were all a part of. So
we were.
So we'll finish that off at the end of the episode. So let's start around the room with Dennis. So we're in. I should mention we're in Den's Den at the moment. So
Denny's Arcade.
This is his
Den's Den
setup here, which is looking absolutely fantastic.
Mad Astro City with Final Fight. Gigantic CRT.
One of the fresh as.
Freaking hot, man.
The fluoro light was working up until about an hour before we started recording, and everyone came in, and it was all nice and bright and illuminated. But there were a couple of issues with the connections for the actual fluoro fitting. Like they have spring connectors on that fluoro fitting, and they're getting a bit tired, and it stayed on for hours. I ran it for a while today to make sure it was good for the podcast. So ran it and just dropped out.
What a dog.
Mike, Sean and I can sap the energy out of anything.
We walked in and it's just like, nah, fuck it.
Yeah, so what have I been up to? Well, not much. Started a new job a month or so ago, and that's been pretty flat out, so not as much time to talk and hang out as usual, but I think probably in the last few weeks since Sean's come back, we caught up at Netherworld once, and then we also did another evening at Pixel Collective at One Up Arcade as well. So
that was awesome.
Yeah, so Sean got to check out One Up, which is probably the first time that you've seen it since it's been upstairs, correct?
Yeah, since it's like coming to its full yeah, I don't know what to say
Full form.
for it is now full form. Yeah, it's like evolved now.
Yeah, it has.
It is nuts.
It's so sick. So many 80s games as well now,
Yep.
and the way it's set out, I just had a great time.
Mm.
Love it.
So there was that. That's a monthly catch up. If anyone of our listeners are Brisbane based and you're interested in coming by, we can put some details up when we post the episode. Apart from that, yeah, well we had Ultimate Denizen, which we're going to talk about a little bit later, and yeah, how I beefed that pretty bad. Yeah.
Hey, if beefing it's still top 10, doing alright.
Stiff competition on all fairness.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's like
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So hard to predict who's going to win. It's crazy.
Oh well.
Well, Michael Dodd, but
yeah, you did have a prediction
Yeah.
of him, mate.
Mm.
You win.
Yeah, you called it.
Yeah. But we'll get
You
to
win the
that
sweepstakes
later.
of 0.
Yeah. That's about it. Yeah, not really a terrible lot. Neil, indulge me. What have you been up to?
I've been
It's been indulgent.
I've been super busy. So purchased a new house, which is great.
You guys are just kicking goals. New job, new house.
yeah. It's,
I'm living with mum and dad. This is fun.
So that's the reason why I
You're
missed
up next.
Ultimate Denizen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so that was a bit disappointing, but I got through that, and yeah, I've had a couple of new scores. So before I was moving stuff, I was just getting into the prime of like playing Strikers 1945. So I've actually broken the main record on Twin Galaxies.
Yes.
But I'm still like I've just died at the boss, and that feels like really unfulfilling. Like I really want to do like a first loop of the game.
Hell yeah, of course.
So, but it's kind of nice to know that recording's in the bag, and that I can. I'm actually reviewing my own game a fair bit.
Oh, that's cool.
So, I'm actually I just need the right run. It's a bit like Donkey Kong, I think. Like you just need you've got the skill set and you've got everything that you need.
Yep.
You just need the right run to come your way.
Everything has to come together, doesn't it? Or
Yeah.
otherwise, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just another dud run.
So that's
Crazy.
the second time I've beaten the score, but yeah, I just want to beat the boss because it just wouldn't feel right.
You gotta.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
So
You've beaten the boss with game like save states and stuff before.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've save state that like there's only 8 levels. So and there was one level that provided 3 different bosses, but there's actually a way that I learnt. If you put your ship in a certain position before the boss, you can actually choose which boss that comes
So
out.
wild.
So
Oh wow.
so like there's a mini boss and the main boss on level 7 that does that. So now that I've been able to like choose those 2 bosses and know how to defeat them, it's made the game a lot easier instead of
Nice.
having to learn 3 different main bosses and 3 different mini bosses. It's like
That
simplified
makes
things.
sense.
So,
Yep.
Did you have to change your voltage
no.
to manipulate the
Not this
RNG?
time.
No. Okay.
So the idea, like most of my games, I beat it on MAME and then I'll hit up Jimmy and do it at Netherworld. So that's the plan. So I've
Awesome.
already got a board for Strikers 1945. Besides that, I've had a pickup of elevator action working board. I picked it up off eBay for $200. So
Awesome.
wow. Yeah, I was really stoked with that. I already have a elevator action board, but it's the same revision board that Alpine Ski uses.
Oh, okay.
So I'm actually going to try and mod. So you just need to, from my understandings, is like it's just different ROMs that you require.
Is it really? Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Because I don't know a terrible lot about those boards, but often with those generations of boards, it is just simply a ROM swap. Because any manufacturer that makes boards of a certain generation, they have typically the same hardware requirements, so it's easier for the manufacturer. They just make one board and different sets of ROMs. I mean, Nintendo did it, and it would make sense. You wouldn't make a different PCB config for every single game unless you really had to.
Yeah. Why would you? If it's
Hopefully, it's just a straight out swap, man, and you're you're in.
Yeah,
laughing.
I'm really hoping so. Cause
Unless you just want to play alpine skiing. I mean, you could. It's fine too.
Anything's
No,
better.
sorry. I've got 2 elevator actions. I'm hoping to convert one.
Oh,
to
sorry.
convert
Okay,
one
it's around the.
to-
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Convert both, man, because elevator action is shite.
Yeah,
I love it.
Dude, I was thinking too. I'm like, yeah, oh wow, cool, man.
I really like elevator.
I like
action,
elevator
so-
action. It's not
I
bad.
need to play the
It's
return.
funny you
Apparently,
say.
that's quite good. But just the actual game,
I don't
think,
like elevator action returns. Like, yeah, so.
I
It's
think
too
it mainly
modern.
depends on the controls. Yeah.
Too many sprites.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
The gameplay's way too fast.
16 colours. What is
What
this?
the fuck? Yeah. But it's
Can
funny.
you do the best rendition of the music for the elevator action?
Bam, 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 bam,
You were so ready for that.
Yeah. It's great.
Poor Mike.
It's
the
sax.
game.
The groovy hands,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, wow.
But
was
yeah,
hot.
it's funny you
Man,
guys
you just
are
made
shitting on-
everyone horny.
Yeah.
Whoever's
We all know
listening.
what they're
Yeah.
doing now.
Yeah.
If that's not a
I
short
thought
for
you
the
were talking about us.
podcast.
Yeah, that should be the new theme song.
In other news, Mike's leaving the podcast.
Things got too sexual.
It's funny you guys are shitting on it because I was looking at like a way to convert it on like some forums, and everyone was like, "Why are you like?" So this guy was asking the question how you convert elevator action to alpine
Snap
ski,
it easily.
and everyone's just like, "Why the fuck would you change it to alpine ski?" Like that's
really?
like there's
Okay.
no
Ah, yeah,
There's
wow.
no fans?
there's no.
I'm a fan.
I don't
have you
know.
played alpine
Nah,
ski?
nah, I just know it's better than elevator action.
It's fan. He's a fan by default.
It's a tick in every box.
Alpine ski,
Nah.
you're just like a skier, and you have to like go through like the 2 flags.
Yeah.
Like MS DOS game sort of thing. Like
Yeah,
coming down the end.
yeah. It's
Cool.
yeah,
Sounds
it's
good.
doing the same
Fun.
thing, and you just have to like skip trees and things like that, and like it's a really easy like game to understand, but like to actually
Yeah.
play it is
To-
like super
To
hard.
master it, yeah, with
Yeah.
the difficult.
That sounds
So-
alright.
I'm keen to give that one a go. So
You might as well have a different game if you've got 2 boards.
well,
It's
that's
not like
the
you
idea.
can't swap it back sometime.
Yeah,
Because it's just a ROM. Like,
Yeah.
you flash the ROM.
I
right?
believe so because
Yeah.
like so Tato brought out this board and like it. So I know that like Alpine
It's
ski.
actually pronounced Taito.
Oh, Taito.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't be.
Either
Japanese.
pronunciation's fine.
It's not what
just-
Japanese people say.
Taito.
I don't know. It's
Um,
probably fine.
They use the board
Potato,
for
potato.
Potato. That was good.
they at least use the board for
Sorry.
elevator action, Alpine ski, and Jungle King.
Oh, you like
so
the Jungle King too?
I do like my Jungle King. So like it's a pretty cool board in my
Is it a
opinion.
Donkey Kong ripoff? Or
Sorry?
is it a Donkey Kong
No,
ripoff?
no,
Or is it
no,
more
no.
like adventure?
Uh,
No, not adventure.
Well, you do jump boulders at one point
Yeah.
in the game, so you know it's got a little bit of that going on, but there's no
Yeah.
ropes swinging and.
It's
Okay.
got full levels like Donkey Kong, I suppose. But like, yeah. So like one you're swinging on ropes, one you're like swimming through sharks, and you got to like jump up this hill, and then you like have to save some chick from a boiling pot from like some native Indians or something.
Wow.
Yeah,
Sounds problematic
but yeah.
for this day and age.
So yeah.
It reminds you of Aztec Warrior on Commodore 64. It had a kind of
Oh,
similar
okay.
like mini games thing where you like doing different
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. So
There is a lot of that going on with games of that sort of era. I mean, you might have heard of a game called Space Fever that we're looking at the moment, which
Yeah.
I won't say is a direct rip-off of Space Invaders, but for the
looks
sake of
nothing like it,
no,
really.
it's definitely its own game in its
Yeah.
own right, isn't it?
Yep.
So what I'm trying to say is that never happened around that time. Nobody ever ripped anybody else
Yeah.
off.
Not at all.
No.
Actually, quick funny story. There was a
Crazy Kong, completely original.
That Crazy Kong was actually a licensed rip-off though, because Nintendo couldn't create enough boards to be able to service. I think it was the Asia Pacific market, and so
Really?
yeah, man. So
They were like, it's
they actually
fine.
subbied out. Who made the boards?
Falcon.
Falcon. Yeah,
Ah.
but then I think Falcon went like the next step too far, and they did some stuff without licensing, and it only lasted another 18 months after that, and then they tanked because they had a pretty heavy lawsuit come their way. But,
That was one of the people that messed with Nintendo.
Yeah.
And then I guess that's why
Nintendo lawyered up.
Over the years,
and
they
they're like,
built up
we should do this all the time.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Everyone, man.
I wonder if they're made by Falcone
Oh, they could have been.
down in Melbourne.
Could
Who
be.
knows?
They could have.
Falcone
Conspiracy.
the Falcon.
Yeah.
What's he up to?
Yeah.
Not
Shout
making
out
boards
to
of it.
Falcone.
Yeah, with his crazy comms, you crazy bugger.
But yeah, that's all I've been up to. So I haven't had much time to game these days because of the house. But yeah, got some.
Congratulations again, by the way.
You got a pretty good pickup there, a house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a house to
Bad.
put a lot of stuff in now.
Yeah, now you just gotta fill
ultimate
it.
pub, really.
Yep,
Yeah.
ultimate.
Ultimate
Mm.
pop.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that's all I've
Nice.
been up to. Mike.
What have I been doing?
Making coffee.
Making coffee every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting the cold drips going. It's good.
They didn't have any in Netherworld, and I was upset.
They don't. Yeah, that's helpful. They've got Gino's cafes.
I mean, it's,
cold
it's
brew
fine.
going
That's
on
another
there.
local
Yeah,
thing.
it is,
but
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
craving some Mike.
Man, that one up.
It's not subculture.
That was my mistake. Then I thought Netherworld might have them, but it was One Up who stocks them. So.
And flipped as well. One Up Arcade in Morningside and flipped into Toowoomba.
Yep.
Both stocking the cold drips.
Laughing.
And
They
your
make
new
sense.
place, the
G'day,
general
Jerry and
store
folks
or
at
whatever.
Flipped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jerry, mate.
Yeah, local general stores picked it up as
Local
well.
general
Just
store.
doing pre-made long blacks, or small
Right.
long blacks.
Yep,
Yeah.
It's pretty
Awesome.
cool. It's been
Hell yeah,
a bit
dude.
busy, yeah. I'm sort of like not a lot of effort and time and brain power's going into more of the coffee stuff recently, and it feels like I haven't been to Netherworld. I used to go once or twice a week to Netherworld, play games, hang out, meet up with Neil, just be there and go with Ree on the weekend. And it's been like once every 2 weeks almost now. Getting in just because it's just keeping busy.
it's crazy.
Well, I've only been once in the last 3 years.
Oh.
Or twice now.
Twice now,
Sorry,
yeah.
Fucking
it's all right.
slacker.
No, good.
Yeah, you've got some time to catch up on.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I really should have gone more often.
yeah,
Well,
but-
you're out almost at the bay, so you can just every time you go in, you can just go to One Up on your way through to Netherworld and
True.
just catch up. You can
with
get
everything.
years worth of catching up in a very short space of time.
Alright, that's a good idea. I need to get that like 3 months. I'm going to get that 3 months.
Oh, really?
One Up membership.
Nice.
Yeah. It just makes sense. Then you only have to go
Awesome, man.
a couple times a week, and it's like way cheaper, or a bit cheaper at least. And I'd go pretty often. Yeah, anyway,
But
sorry.
yeah, anyway, back to I don't know, the games wise as well. I don't know. I finished Ultimate Doom on PS1 a little while back, and was sort of deliberating on what to play next. And I had
That's a zero alc.
Yeah, I had checked it out before, but I want to try it.
one.
All right.
There's a bit of alcohol in there.
For everybody listening.
Always Coca-Cola.
Refreshing.
Man, we just made an ad. We're going to get sued by Coca-Cola. We don't want to
Yeah.
be associated with these
All
derelicts.
royalties. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
And everybody else.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Oh, well.
I'll sponsor.
Yeah.
Yep.
You should.
Well,
Great podcast.
just let me know if it's crap or not. Anyway, not the podcast, the beer.
Podcast is
But everyone out there, please let us know if it's crap.
Podcast is terrible. It's fun.
Yeah, that's it.
So just coffee.
Yeah. Coffee, yeah, a bit of Doom as well. So getting back into Doom. Started off playing Final Doom,
Ooh.
which is just the master levels. I think there's a version on PC called the master levels, but it's called Final Doom on PS1.
Yep.
So it's probably the exact same engine as the Doom 1 and Doom 2 on Ultimate Doom. I was expecting some kind of graphical upgrade or frame, like a faster frame rate possibly in Final Doom, but that's exactly the same. To the point where I found out the password system crosses over between Ultimate
it's
Doom
the
and
same.
Doom.
Yeah, dude, tell
And
us
it
about
was-
that.
it
That's
was-
crazy.
Yeah, so I was playing Ultimate Doom. We had a little trip to Stanthorpe, me and Reed, just the other weekend, and I had the PS1 Classic Mini. I was playing Ultimate Doom on Ultra Violence mode. So that was good fun, because I finished, I didn't have Final Doom with me to continue my play that I was playing.
Is that the highest difficulty?
It is, yeah.
Oh,
So there's just
Ultra Violence.
monsters, and it's like they make it hard by, there used to be a room here, now there's a room here, but there's no light in it. And it's full of enemies, and you just listening out for enemies, and you have to use the map, and it's
Wow.
ridiculous. But yeah, that's
Jesus.
one of the ways they make it harder. I mean, there's way more enemies, but that's one of the. It was literally I only got up to level 5 in Ultra Violence, and there was 2 or 3 sections where it was just black corridors. You couldn't see anything, and it was a maze of black corridors too.
What you can see is like the light from the fireballs that imps throw, and then that's
or
all
the
you've
noises, the noises of the spectres, or the
got. Yeah.
noises of the grunts or the guns.
Yep.
Someone say Spectre.
Spectres.
No one said Spectre.
No, sorry, they're called.
You just got a bit chub.
They're chub.
You got to stand up.
They're spectres. The see-through
Said it
pink
again. Yeah.
the see-through pink demons.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Fuck.
Sorry.
But yeah. Anyway, back to it. Yeah, I got up to level 5 on Ultimate Doom on the PS1 Mini, and got back home pretty early on the Monday, and we were like, I'm just gonna have a shot of Final Doom for an hour or two. And I was going through my passwords to try and find the passwords for Doom and Ultimate Doom, and it's very similar because the game's almost identical. The password screens look pretty identical.
Yeah.
It's like I'll put an Ultimate Doom password into Final Doom and see what happens.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Wow.
And it was really weird.
Winning.
And it took me to level 5 in Final Doom, because in Ultimate Doom I was on level 5. But then in Final Doom it gave me the same weapons and ammo and health I had from the Ultimate Doom playthrough in this Final Doom level 5 map.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was
Super cool.
As long as you had a good setup,
crazy
then that's
setup.
great.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was shit, so I just went back to my
Yep.
Final Doom password.
Yep.
before.
That's
Awesome.
pretty sick.
Interesting.
Well done.
I
Yeah.
wonder, so like if you
Very
went
clever
onto
of you.
the internet, like I assume there would be like 100 different codes of different
There's gotta be
levels and
heaps. I
stuff.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know how the passwords work, but it knows exactly how many bullets you had and exactly which guns you had and how much health and how much armor you had. And it's like it's my 9 or 10 string alphanumeric password.
Yeah. I totally forgot that they still use password systems. The password systems on like PS1 times and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, true, because you have a memory
Like you have a
card.
memory card, but even better, you don't even need to use space on the memory card if you're using a password.
Shit, right.
Yeah.
Especially a password that knows exactly how much of everything you had, which is pretty rare.
Yeah.
I don't know any other games that have that password.
No,
That
neither.
that
I can't
knows
think of
your health
anything.
and things. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a memory card. But
I wonder if
better.
anyone's worked it
They've
out.
got to
like,
have, mate.
yeah,
There would have
I
been cheat
reckon.
codes back in the day for
I
like
reckon.
100% health and ammo.
Yeah,
For sure.
there'd be a website where someone's reverse engineered all the passwords as well, and
Yeah.
they would have worked out what the code was to. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. Actually, I'm interested to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rad.
Yeah, nice. But yeah, apart from the Dooms, I don't know. Just
Oh,
bit of Game Boy as well.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, you Alien 3,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
pulled up the other
Only got like 20,
Nice.
25 minutes on it, so didn't get too deep into
Sometimes
it.
there's a lot for a handheld game.
Yeah, true. I'm playing Tetris on Game Boy as well again.
Oh, nice.
Getting ready for a possible backyard Tetris comp coming up.
Oh, mate.
So you guys might be interested.
Come around, crash
Yeah.
Mike's place.
Nice.
We just get
No, that's
all of
alright.
our listeners rock up.
That's all right. Molly will sort you out.
It's not that many people. Yeah, true.
Well, before we move on to Sean, can you please share your the second-hand shop in Stanthorpe?
There was a toy store.
Or Toy Store?
Yeah. So on the way back from Stanthorpe, we stopped by Warwick to a shop called Toy Works. And it's one of those kind of, because when you go to country towns, we always check out the toy shops just in case they do have super, super old stock sitting in there. And it doesn't happen very often. We were in Milton one time out past New South Wales, I think it's Milton. And we found a shop and Reed found like Barbies from like 1991, 92.
Oh,
like
yeah.
these old
She bought
Barbies.
them for you.
No, she bought one for herself.
For you.
For me.
Yeah.
For my grandchildren.
Hot.
But yeah, so we checked out Toy Works in Warwick
Sorry.
and walked around the entire shop. The first thing we saw was like a CRT, and
Yeah.
it was like a
Little 34 centimeter thing.
tiny,
Yeah.
but made for a caravan. So it was like a portable CRT
so cool.
with
Awesome.
like the plug-in for the cigarette lighter.
Yeah.
Brand new CRT, and I was like, that's
So
weird. It looks
cool,
kind of
man.
brand new. It's good, like, yeah, very odd. Like, okay, so we walked around the entire store, found some toys, like some old Jurassic Park toys, and like
Wow.
Action Man and stuff, like super. And
Action Man.
Awesome.
And like the cardboard is
it
so
Action
deteriorated.
Man, the greatest hero of them all. Is that what it
That's
was?
it.
Yeah.
Don't pretend you
it.
don't know. That is it. And
Yeah,
you
that's
know
it.
it.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah.
You got it
What's this
good.
song in my head?
When you think about it now,
Is
though,
this
it's such the shit. I watched it this morning. I ate my cereal and I watched it like a good boy. It's the shittest name for a hero, Action Man.
Yeah, a lot of thought didn't go into it.
But I mean, when you think about Superman, is so iconic, but it's just Superman.
Yeah.
Action Man is like same sort of thing, but it's not obviously not as big as Superman.
No.
I guess, yeah. But a lot of superheroes came after that as well, though. Like Stan Lee was, I think, Superman was one of his first ones that he sort of. Wait, no, Superman is DC.
You're thinking
It's
Spider-Man.
DC. I'm thinking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We can
Busted
edit
That's
it
it.
out.
I'm kicked off the podcast.
Yeah, we're losing all our listeners. Like, he's not a true nerd.
Just going to cut for a pee break.
No
Oh,
problem,
oh,
mate.
Not again! Not again!
Not again.
I'm still wet from the last time. Which way to
I'll
Stubborn stains!
I'll let you out. Sorry, bud. Now,
Somehow it's still sticky.
No, it's... You know how Jeff Sutter was doing like a... He's talking about like a sound that was coming from his DK card.
Oh.
And so what I did was I turned it into a ringtone.
Jeff's.
So this is like, yeah, I've just captured like a bit of like the sound from like a from his
No.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all good. Gotta find it.
From his stream or?
From his stream, yeah. Here it is.
Jeffrey.
He's funny, eh?
Can you play it? That's Jeff saying that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. So I turned it into a ringtone.
That's so annoying. Oh, you.
that's
Jen must hate it.
that's the next
Oh, no,
crazy
she
frog.
thinks it's
Yeah, it
hilarious.
is. It is.
Yeah.
That's fucking huge.
Funniest part is Neil's like a fairly busy guy. He doesn't have that much time for games. At the moment, you bought a house, but you still spend time to get
Took
this.
the time out to do that.
I was pretty drunk and I thought it was really funny.
It is super
And
funny.
It's amazing. It's
But
really
like, to convert
Hey,
that
Jeff.
from Twitch to MP3 was
Jeff's
like
gonna love that.
took way too much effort.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to
Yeah.
the toy store.
Yeah.
So you're walking around, we saw the Action Man's walking around the corner, and like I'm just praying to see some old video game stuff, maybe a console or
When
something.
you're seeing
And,
toys and stuff, you're
yeah.
thinking,
like,
there's got to be something.
This could be that old school toy shop that we find it. And we walked around the whole shop, up and down the aisles. There's like a lot of like farming toys and like tractors and like horses and rural, because it's a country town out in Warwick. And got around back to the counter, and I was like, having a look around. I looked up on the shelf behind the counter and see some boxes. I'm like, oh, okay, it's probably like Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon. And I was like, that's the N64 logo. Oh, that's like 4 crispy boxed N64 games. Like never brand new.
Oh.
And I looked to the side of them, and there's like 2 Atari Lynx games that are sealed. It's like, what is going on here?
What 64 games were they?
WCW Nitro.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think they're decent on the 64.
That was a
Yeah.
fun game, I think.
Yeah, I think it was pretty
Yeah.
popular, right? Yeah. And brand new, like.
Brand new, yeah. Like I got to like pull the box off the shelf. I'm like, holy shit! I've never seen such a new.
That's
Like
awesome.
the cardboard had that like.
They weren't sun damaged or anything,
No.
were they, Mikey? They were like they'd been left in a cupboard or something, or
No.
just
Up on the shelf, yeah.
Mustn't get much sun in some
Road trip?
spots, but you would think after that many years there would be some kind of fading or.
Maybe I don't know what the original.
oh,
Not if they're in a shop though. Like if they're
If the shop's not getting that much sun,
Yeah,
directly,
No, it was
I don't know.
the shelf was like way in the shop.
And it doesn't sound like a shop that would do any kind of repros.
No.
And yeah, I guess there would be a repro of that, but
Yeah,
still,
I
it sounds
suppose.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
and there was a impossible mission for Master System as well.
Ah, Impossible Mission. You're not Mission Impossible.
that's right.
It was a
Different.
Mission Impossible.
Impossible Mission
Yeah,
on what?
on Master System.
That's impossible.
No, like well, I used to play on C64. It was great.
Oh wow.
Um,
Okay.
Impossible Mission.
Never
yeah,
never played it.
was
I know
really
of it.
cool.
Never played it.
I never knew it came out on. What did you say, Master?
Master System.
You laugh.
Fuck, I might be going.
Maybe it was
64.
Mission Impossible. I'm just remembering.
Yeah.
Wasn't
See,
sure.
you guys are
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah. But there was a Atari plug and play, and it's the oldest one I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
And the cardboard was also like falling apart. It was like that old.
Of
It's
course.
just like the edges were all just like fraying out from the age and stuff.
Oh man.
There could be some coin in that stuff, right? Like,
Well,
I
I
don't know.
looked at the prices, and they were like pretty spot on with the eBay prices. As
Oh,
well.
okay, right.
Yeah.
How much was
That's
like
that's good.
the 64 game?
$100.
Okay.
I'd
What were the
like
other
to-
ones? Because they were
it's-
$100 back in the day, I think. and
It's
they're
like
brand
Atari
new.
Lynx as well.
just with a little shop like that probably don't run too much business, it's good to know that at least they're keeping up with like what is an expectable price for it as well. Like, it's great to get a bargain, but it's kind of nice to know that, you know, at least they get like a tiny bit of clip out of it, and they'll make the money out of it that they're sort of is a going rate at the moment. So
I mean,
that's good.
If you charge eBay prices as a retail store, that's fine, I think.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're even on eBay, like being so rural.
Yeah, might not be. They might not be as into it as somewhere like Eddie's Retro, for instance, that is on eBay, and a lot of their stuff in store they don't put a lot of their top end stuff out for people to buy, because as soon as it comes in, usually there are collectors waiting to snap it up, and so it doesn't even make it out onto eBay or out onto the floor. They just go straight away.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. But the lady running the shop, she was probably like 70. So maybe the pricing was just fluke, that she hadn't changed it since they were new, which is a possibility.
It could be
and
possible.
those prices have just come back up.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder if she never looked it up and it's just somehow now it's evened out. Crazy, eh? Because they were like $100 back in Australia. For a new
same as
game.
PS1 games, $100.
Crazy, eh? And now it's even cheaper for a new game. It's like $80 is like the going rate, isn't it? Sometimes $70.
Can be like it's kind of changed a little bit, because you can buy the base game for most platforms like Xbox or PS5, but then that's the base game. But then you might have like the online component that's got a subscription with it, and you have to pay an annual subscription to be able to access certain features of the game. So
I love modern games, but some of the stuff I'm like, fucking hell.
Yeah,
Just give me a game that's done
on top
and
of that,
ready.
you've got like the pay-to-win shit. Like if you're playing Call of Duty, where you can get like all the upgrade packs and that sort of thing. So
EA loves those
you can end up paying like
microtransactions.
sort of around $250 to $280 to be able to be sort of competitive on that kind of game, and so.
I wouldn't mind paying like $150 for a new game if it's like complete and you're getting a fucking, because with inflation that makes sense.
That's right.
If you're paying like $100 back in the day for Donkey Kong Country on the SNES, which is how much it was.
It pretty much was. Yeah, it was like $80 to $100. Yeah.
And that game you can finish in like 20 hours if it's your first playthrough.
Yep.
If now there's a game out and it's like a 40-hour game and you're paying $150, like that's actually cheap if you take in consideration inflation from 100 to 150.
Hell yeah.
In that many years, was it 30, 40 years? Or 30 years, I guess. It was in the 90s. Yeah. 95, I think.
I think the reason that they do the price sort of tiering of like doing like the first cost of $80 and then adding the extra cost in is that they sort of rope you in with a lower first cost, and then you realise, oh shit, to be able to access this, then I've got to pay for this subscription. And there might be some people that just play the game and go, nah, I just want to play the campaigns, and that's it.
Yeah,
but
that's true. Yeah, there is people who don't like online stuff. So.
I bet you if they just went and like dropped it at $200 per game, that everyone would be like, nah.
I refuse.
Ain't doing it.
Yeah, true. It'd be interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool trip there.
No, shop was mad. Yep.
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
if anyone's into old games and you're going anywhere near country towns, always check out toy stores. Always check out your Salvos, Vinnies, op shops.
Could
Places
be
where no one goes.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's probably like
Especially
untouched
gold
gold
towns,
mine, perhaps.
Yeah.
Possibly.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
can't
we
believe
always
you
do.
found such a cool place.
It's
And
nuts, man.
you picked up.
I picked up
That's a great idea.
sealed Atari Lynx Blue Lightning,
Crazy.
Well,
which is
when-
one of the better games.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Well,
So you're just going to keep it how it is?
At the moment, yeah, because I've got the cartridge already.
Ah,
so
sick.
I've just got a sealed
Yeah.
version just for the shelf, which is something I don't normally do. I normally buy to play, but
Yeah.
Graded
it'd
on
be
what,
one
mate?
of the couple of things in the games where it's from the shelf just look good.
Yep.
Well, there's-
What a grade.
there's
Get it
talk
graded.
of,
Get it graded, man. Sell it for $1 million.
There's a talk of a play it up road trip. So
Yeah.
I've heard rumours of this. Yeah.
I heard about it.
Towns.
Cruise
Yeah.
through.
Might just see what's out there.
Watch out, ladies. 4 nerds on the loose.
God, your loins. Anything else, mate?
Close your legs. Oh, God, your loins. Oh, rough.
What about you, Sean? Welcome back to Australia, mate.
Oh, yeah, it is a welcome back with
You haven't
comments like
been
that.
up to much.
No.
Ah,
Fuck all.
yeah, sweet fuck all. Somehow I'm here now and I'm not on just a screen with you guys. It's wild. And yeah, I guess it was kind of hectic the last few weeks. Just like we moved, so we had to sell everything we didn't need because it's not like you're just moving to a new place in the same suburb or same city or even country. So we sold everything we didn't want. We packed up, moved everything to Michelle's parents, which is like a 2.5 hour drive away.
Donated some CRTs.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was actually more hectic than I thought. So I had 3 CRTs in total. 2 were in the basement, and I had 1 upstairs that I was using. I sold 1, and then the 2 that I had left, I couldn't just throw it out unless it was like the last resort. And I was going to take it to the game shop that was in the city I was living in, Stuttgart. But then a guy I kind of knew at this other place called Next Heroes, retro gaming shop. He runs some of the Tetris events and stuff, and that was a bit more closer to home for me. He's a big part of that, so I thought, if I donate them to him, they're going to get used in Tetris events, and it's not just going to go to someone who just buys a CRT and doesn't really use it, that kind of thing.
Either it goes to something like the Rage Cage where it gets a bat through it.
Oh yeah,
actually.
oh man,
we don't want that.
So good that Johnny didn't sell to those guys.
That's a story in itself.
Yeah, that's so good.
Was that told in? That was told in previous episodes of the podcast, right?
I think it was. Where, in short, anyway, Johnny Bond, cheers Johnny. He was gonna sell a bunch of CRTs because he had a whole bunch, like at least 15, I think, at one point.
Oh,
and he was selling a whole bunch. One guy wanted to buy like 10 of them.
Yeah.
Because he was selling them super cheap. And he came around and he told him like, yeah, we're actually gonna take him to like, is it Rage Cage?
Yeah.
And we're just gonna
let people smash them for money.
Yeah, the dude had come around with his van or whatever it was and everything. Johnny's like, oh no mate, I can't.
No, fuck no,
I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. Because he knew, like, it's a dying thing.
Totally.
So he didn't sell to him.
Like, perfectly working CRTs.
Yeah,
to think of them being smashed up in a cage is just rank.
If they don't work and it's like beyond repair, or
the tube's burnt out and you can't use it anymore, then.
Or you've tried to offload them to retro shops or people and they said no.
Yeah, you get one last little bit of enjoyment out of it, which is how a CRT would want to go, I think.
Yeah.
If it's burnt out as fuck and you can't use it, but
Need the fuck out of it.
But if it's still
Streets of Rage, that shit.
If it's still good and usable, then no deal. I completely agree.
Johnny was just like, he couldn't do it. It was just against every fibre of his being to
He
give
felt
them
bad.
away.
Yeah, like this guy rocked up with his band.
He's like, fuck no,
He felt bad for that guy, but he also would have felt way worse.
100%.
I think he wouldn't have slept for a few nights. Oh no! Just like waking up with nightmares. Oh, don't hit it, no! Oh, Johnny. What a legend. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, the CRTs, I ended up like taking them to Michelle's parents and kept trying to organise with the guy who runs the shop when to drop them off because he didn't realise that I was actually leaving the country. So he was like, oh, maybe next week. I'm like, man, I won't be here next week. I have to do it now. So I got his address, his home address, and just dropped him out the back of his house.
Nice.
So they're in safe hands. It was 2 Trinitrons. So it's not like just some bullshit CRT.
Wow.
A widescreen Trinitron, which is sick, and especially if you have PS2 or
SCART, because they're European as well.
That one I didn't think have SCART, which is weird. That one only had the AV input, but the other Trinitron had SCART.
You can't trash that.
Yeah, and I thought, we feel weird. Someone would pay, like, in Australia, probably like $200.
Yeah.
And if I could have brought it back for a decent price, I would have, but...
Fuck,
just to carry on.
That's actually funny.
Yeah, Stuart just be like, is there something in your bag?
I
love it's right.
Yeah, she's right.
It's just shirts.
It's just medication. So I did take on, because I didn't want to put my PS4 and I think my Switch, or part of my Switch, I didn't want to put that in my checked baggage because they fuck that shit up. You know, they assume that it's all safe because they're working so hard. And so when I went through you go to security to get your
I've done it a few times.
Yeah, and I had like my PS4 Pro was in my like hand luggage, my stuff that I'm carrying on with me. My PS4 Pro, my Switch, my Vita, I think a Game Boy, a Game Gear. I had like 5 consoles.
Excuse me, sir, have you got any laptops? No.
But check this shit out.
How cool is this?
Look at this retro shit.
It's kind of like
I'll recap this. What do you think? Is it bright?
Yeah, dude.
It's kind of like those movies when they go through the metal detectors and they've got all the guns and they're pulling it from their socks.
Yeah, it was like that, but like the nerd version.
Yeah.
Original DMG. What do you think?
Yeah. And went to the end, and the guy, it took a little bit because I guess they were like, "What the fuck?
What is all this shit?
Yeah, I told him like, yeah, so I got my PlayStation in here, and like I said, yeah, I'm a bit of a gamer. She's like, yeah, I can see that. And the guy he took because I had some of it was just in socks to protect him because I don't have protective
Socks
cases.
and jumpers, man, in the backpack.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Look
Yeah,
after your consoles, guys, when you're traveling.
you have to.
Fuck yeah.
And the dude, like, I saw him because I was waiting for my stuff, and he picked up the Game Gear because it was like, it's a fat fucking thing. Like, it's way bigger than a DMG, and it was like
Sure
that
is,
fat
yeah,
in a sock. I would have looked at it too if I was the guy looking at the X-ray stuff, and he pulled it out, kind of looked at it. I was kind of proud. I was like, yeah, that's a Game Gear, man. You know, like Game Boys, it's like one of those. Talking to the security guy, and he just like looked at me. Just put it back.
I don't
Didn't
care.
say anything. I was like,
Yeah.
oh man. I was hoping he'd be like, yeah, cool, but he just was like not keen.
Yeah.
But I was fully trying to like engage with him.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
I don't
called
know.
like a kindergarten or some shit in
A kindergarten.
in Germany. He's like, what are you, Game Boy? What the fuck?
Yeah, no, I did buy it. I bought it in Germany. It's still
Yeah.
called Game Gear.
Ah,
Yeah.
dang it.
And I bought it broken, recapped it. I think I talked about it on a previous episode.
Yeah.
New screen and everything. It's beautiful. Now it's back in Australia and it works and I love it. So, yeah, we did all
How
that.
many
Like,
consoles did you have in Carry On?
so Game Boy Advance,
Yeah.
Game Gear,
6 from count.
Vita,
Oh.
Switch,
That was in the sock, wasn't it?
PS4 Pro, which isn't small.
Oh, right.
So 5 consoles.
Oh, 5,
Nice.
okay.
That's the most I've heard of anyone.
It's kind of a record, maybe. Yeah.
I bet you that guy like really
it must
wanted
be a
like.
record.
I bet you in like the early '90s he really wanted a fucking Game Gear for
Yeah,
Christmas, and
that's
you're
right.
like just
That's
rubbing
right.
it in his face
Yeah.
like, hey, have
Arsehole.
you heard of the Game Gear? Like,
Loser! I've got one! He pulled it out and he wanted to play with it. I'm like, don't you dare, cunt!
Yeah. I'm going on lunch. Just goes and has a sob.
This is the time for Mittagessen. They call lunch Mittagessen, midday food.
Yep.
Walks around calls ham sandwich, just crying into his ham sandwich.
Yeah.
Game Gear is so beautiful. It has a new glass screen lens. Whoa!
Yep.
Yes, it did.
Yep. Recapped.
Recap, baby. Dude, that thing, when you open a Game Gear that's like has the
can't
caps
wait.
leaking,
Can't wait
it
to see
smells horrible.
Yeah, there's nothing like cap goo.
It
smells like
this,
piss, man.
this thing.
Capture, yeah.
Yeah, cap goo. It
Not-
smells.
not great.
Pyrolytic? Is it? No, what's it called?
What is cap goo?
Electrolytic.
That's the one, yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Electrolytic.
Electrolytic goop that
Acid.
leaks
Yeah.
out of the.
Like, are
out
we
of-
talking like the battery acid kind of stuff? Or?
Nah,
It's from the capacitors.
it's not as like
It's not acid.
it's not as active. It's like a gel, and as they heat up, like if you get a capacitor that reaches the end of its useful life, it'll start to swell, and then once you get it, like once they start to break, then they slowly, like, as they heat up, the pressure pushes all of the cap goo out, and then
Ew.
it rests on the PCB, and it slowly starts to corrode. It's not as bad as battery acid, but over the long term, it does the same thing.
Shit.
Yeah. So this
Something to
thing.
watch out for.
This thing had the same problem. It originally didn't work when I bought it, and I had to do a full recap on it. And same. Like just
So beautiful.
the top of the PCB was just covered in this like brown orange goop, and so I just had to soak it in cleaner and just. Yeah, I should have just hosed it off, but I went through it with like IPA and about 1,000 little Q-tip sort of cleaner things and cleaned it all up. But
Yeah, right.
it would have been just as easy to soak it and just hose it all off because it was really bad. And,
Alright.
yeah, so the Game Gear would have been like that, but like on a smaller scale. And
Yeah, I went over it all with like IPA and Q-tips. What do we call them?
Buds?
Cotton buds.
cotton buds, yeah.
But isn't cotton buds the little
ear
balls
cleaners?
of?
Cotton balls are cotton balls.
Ah, that's
Buds are the
what I'm
ones
thinking.
with the
Cotton
things.
buds.
With the things.
So cotton buds, I went over them. Yeah, I went over it with that and did all the capacitors, and it was like the biggest mod I ever did. And since then I kind of retired. I felt like I proved myself to myself, like
I've reached
the
the
modding,
peak.
and yeah, I was like, I'm pretty stoked with that. But I do
Yeah.
have projects I want to do. I want to mod my Master System 2 so it has AV output, composite
Oh
output.
yeah, cool.
Because Master System 1 is the one that has the AV output. It took
That's
it
right.
away for the number 2.
Wild.
Yeah,
We'll have-
who
we'll
upgrades
have
a
to
console
go,
and leaves it with RF? I think it wasn't an upgrade, but it was
Change
like
the back
a
up.
I
cheaper
think that's
version.
why I got both of them. Yeah, I got both the 1 and 2 for that
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah, I could just get a 1, but
Yeah.
I also like modding stuff, so...
What's the name of the shop on the Gold Coast at the Carrara Markets that has all of the retro games? Do you guys remember the name of that little shop there?
Is it got retro in the name?
I think.
I've been there.
I've
Are
been
they
a few
still
times.
around?
Is it
Sorry.
Retro Buzz?
What's it called?
Is it Retro Buzz?
It is
Retro
retro
Buzz,
buzz.
yeah, yeah.
It is retro
Oh,
buzz.
they-
Thank God.
Is
Yes, I
Retro
thought of it
Buzz-
and I was like, oh, I don't know
it's
if
Retro
that is
Buzz.
it. Yeah.
Are they still a thing?
Yeah.
Yep, cool.
Pretty
cool,
sure.
cool.
I was there a few months ago and they were still completely stacked with like
Good stuff.
heaps of different consoles and
Like
games.
floor to roof, that place.
It's
Yeah.
funny that
So
during the
packed.
pandemic, I reckon that they've probably been cleaned out and they've done a restock at some point because they had a lot of they had a lot of ColecoVision stuff that I wanted to get into because like it's really sort of cool early gen stuff that I never had a chance to play and I always wanted to. And I think when Kathleen and I would go down to the markets, first thing I'd do is make a beeline in there and spend like 2 hours in there walking
Hell
around
yeah.
that small shop
Wow.
while
How
Kathleen
much
did the
is-
rest of the shopping. It's
Yeah,
like,
is there much else to look at for us down there?
not really.
No.
no.
Oh,
Unless-
cool, curry puffs.
Unless
See,
you
I'm
want
off
like
the
a
retro
wooden
bus.
sign with Dad's Danny written on it or something like that, which yeah,
Hilarious.
Oh, it's timeless, classic.
Put it above the DK caps,
Yeah,
basically.
Dad's Danny.
Danny.
Yeah,
Dad's Danny.
I should actually get one of those.
Definitely above Alan's cab. That's where he shits himself all the time.
Hello to Brian Allen, by the way. BA.
Ah, Brian Allen. Okay. Brian Allen.
Yeah. So yeah, like I was just wondering about Retro Buzz and if it was the if that was still the name, but yeah, they've still got some really great stuff and
Cool, cool.
Fuck yeah.
hoping to go check it out. Anyway, I digress. Please continue. Sorry.
Shit, no, where was I up to? No, it's all good. That's the whole podcast, just like tangents. That's why it goes for a while, and I love
That's
it.
why it's enjoyable though.
Yeah, I like that.
Back at
It,
my
it
day.
goes where it goes.
Back in my day, we stayed on task. We had a list of things. I don't know whose voice that is, but
That's a good one.
where was I up to? 5 consoles.
I'm in my carry-on, that's bad.
Yeah, so
Security guard wasn't
Looking
very
up.
happy with your game gear.
Just crying.
well, I
And,
think he, like Neil
he's
said, I
trying.
reckon he wanted a game gear.
if he's German, he was
Yeah.
probably just
He just
keeping it
get out on
inside
that.
and just no
Yeah.
emotion,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
just serious as
Yeah.
fuck.
It was the.
Das ist ein Game Gear. Good job.
Yeah.
That's when he worked out that there wasn't a Santa, I reckon, maybe, because he didn't get the game gear.
Oh, there was no sense.
Yeah,
The same day.
Yeah.
This smelly Australian has one and I didn't get one. There is no sense.
yeah.
He saw his mum and dad putting like a Tiger Electronics under the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Street Fighter Tiger Electronics handheld.
Oh, the worst version. Probably.
He's downstairs. Oh!
Oh no.
There is no sense.
This is the one you wanted, right, Hans? Oh yeah.
There's actually a tradition in Germany that's called Nikolaus, and it's a certain day like leading up to Christmas where they put a boot outside their door, like the bedroom door, I think, maybe the house door as well. I'm not sure.
As you do. Yeah.
And the boot gets filled with like goodies, like a stocking. Yeah, Nikolaus is coming. Put your boot outside.
Interesting.
So hilarious.
Might just give it a crack.
Yeah, just have the boot outside.
See what you get. See what you get in your new suburb, and
Yeah.
you never know your luck.
Yeah.
You might not have a boot when you.
Yeah, true.
My mate at Gold Coast got a Huntsman. He just crushed it. He pulled he's like, yeah, the foot went in. I felt the crunch and pulled my foot out.
Whoa.
Dead Huntsman at the bottom of the work boot.
Oh, dang.
So he felt it and he was
At
like,
least it's
well,
dead.
it's kind of over now. I have to...
Roof. Alright.
Anyway.
Yeah, Neil will get up and run out at this point.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, spiders.
Yeah.
You get along with Michelle. She fucking hates
hate
him
him.
too.
Snakes, I could pick them up, swing them around my head, but like,
Don't do that.
Ah, where were you a few
Yeah, I
weeks
was
ago?
hanging out with a brown snake the other day. Woo!
I really don't care about snakes, but
Yeah?
huntsman's
Yeah.
Like that.
That's the way they move.
They're quick
They-
and they
yeah,
jump.
yeah,
They
yeah.
jump
100%.
and they float. It's wild.
Fuck, I know what to get
They
you
float?
for Secret
They,
Santa.
they float.
fucking float
They
now?
jump and they can float down if they. Yeah.
Yeah, they can with their...
They
That's
hold
true,
their-
they're very
their body
light.
right.
They're very light. Just so you know, Neil.
Thanks. Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. There goes my sleep.
Yeah. Thanks for
I'm
tuning
cool.
in to the Play That
Welcome to
podcast.
Australia, everyone.
yeah. already caught a huntsman and took it outside since I've been back.
I'll have to get you around sometime.
I tried to yesterday morning.
Yeah.
The old clonk, sorry, huntsman.
Yeah.
Poor buddy.
You try to
Yeah.
get on
I'm trying to
sometimes.
save him, man. He just like ran at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Mikey was saying that he had a huntsman occurrence at their place, and that
In the bedroom.
it was failed. It was crunch.
I was trying to catch it, get the cardboard under the cup, but I moved the cup too quick. He ran too quick, and he met the edge of the cup, sadly. Poor guy.
You didn't lick the top though, so
Nah.
doesn't.
Like a good boy. That's what Neil's mum said. Anyway.
Like a good boy.
Lick the side like a good boy. That's what Neil's mum said. Sorry, mate.
No, it was great.
We've got-
Don't ever apologise for a mum joke back. Like,
Yeah. You love it.
I'll let them loose. And
I've never forgotten
come
that
back.
you said that you were swearing off mum jokes, and that you were
I
going to be a
tried.
changed man. And
I've had-
look
yeah.
at you now. You've had a relapse.
I've had that conversation with Neil too. He's like,
No more.
Nah,
No
I'm not
more.
doing it,
Gotta
man.
stop.
I've got to stop.
Well, just at our age,
I know. But
things happen to people's mums.
That's why it's funny though. Yeah, actually, no, not because things happen, but it's funny because we're too old to be making them. That's why I think
Exactly,
it's funny.
exactly. Yeah, that's the funniness of the mum joke.
Yeah, yeah.
Like in your 30s. But
Fucking love that, man.
not this one.
Oh,
yeah.
It's mad.
I think I maybe have one. Someone got
I
me.
think
one
I'm
of
wearing the
those
same
shirts,
shirt,
and I-
actually.
I've got the crew
I've
on
got the logo.
Yeah, nice.
Because
Ah.
with my crew, so yeah.
Mike, he's actually trying to tell you something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just said it gifted. Why did
Yeah, I don't know why you chose bequeathed.
Bequeathed, yeah.
You should have known that's
Fancy
not going to go
English
down.
words.
But you ended up with some shirts.
Lots and
anyway,
lots,
was the
yeah.
outcome, and yeah.
In the wardrobe at home, it's just like black, and then like some
Yeah.
colours at the end for other shirts.
They brought out a yellow one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I bought one when I was
Oh,
at Denizen on the weekend.
Is that
and
the one with this sticker?
It's cool,
Yeah.
Tis.
They're gonna grab
dude,
that
I
one.
want that mustard yellow.
Yeah.
Hot.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I didn't have 700 shirts, I'd probably get one.
Yeah,
The reason that I got it was because all I've got is fucking black shirts from all of the events that we've got, and I was like,
a summer
when
shirt.
you were
Yeah.
talking about that, I was like, that you've got all of these different arcade shirts. I was feeling that so hard because I've got like all of the Netherworld event shirts, and yeah, like you just, I think I want them all.
Yeah.
But in the end, like you
But
go
I've had to start saying no.
when you go to wash them, you're like, yep, I remember that. Yep. And you
Yeah.
start like you realize how many you've got with BPAC and the Netherworld events, and my One Up shirts and my One Up World Record shirt and the other stuff, and you just like you end up with all these black arcade shirts, and all of a sudden it's almost all I've got to wear.
Yep.
And I need to change that. So yeah, there's a mustard shirt, and I bought a Netherworld shirt to change my collection.
Yes. Bit of variety.
Winning.
Yeah.
Idiot.
It's like we were getting like through the 2000s, 2010s, like just band shirts. They're just all black band shirts.
Yep.
So
Maybe it's
Yeah.
because it makes the logos pop. Like they do look good. The black shirts.
It does.
Yeah.
Slimming too,
Yeah.
which is good.
As we get older, we all need that.
We do. If we keep drinking like this, we will.
Yeah. I mean, the beer fridge is right here, and it's full of deliciousness.
we're sitting
So-
down. It's within reach. What are you
Yeah.
going to do?
What do you want?
I love
I know
this.
what I do.
Please include that. That's the intro. I love this. I can do it too, but I don't want to first.
Oh, mine's out of shot. Damn.
Yeah,
Anyways,
so I was
so-
up to the 5 consoles.
Yes.
And then, so
no more, and then.
yeah, so 2 weeks
Oh, that's so good.
of like we
Klaus.
moved out
Klaus.
to poor Klaus. Oh my God, is this Sega Game Gear? This is so beautiful.
Not again.
Take it back.
Tear.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. Go.
So I got the Game Gear back, put everything in. We flew to Australia, got back in, and yeah, it was kind of what day did we go to Netherworld? Because I was back on the Tuesday.
It was probably
Friday.
It was probably 2 or
was a
3
Friday
days
night.
after.
I think it was a
Yeah,
Friday
It
night.
was a Friday night because I was like it was busy but not crazy busy. I was like,
Yeah, it
what the
did get
fuck's
quite-
going on?
Yeah, it did get fairly busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Friday night. So my sleeping pattern was kind of fucked, obviously. Ended up sorting that out a bit, and then, yeah, it was there Friday night, and fucking awesome. You guys introduced, no. You guys welcomed me. Can't even speak English anymore. Too much German. You guys welcomed me back so nicely. You had a little goodie bag. It had a cold drip from Mike, which was gone fairly fast because it's fucking delicious.
Got a hug from Tyson as
A
well.
hug from Tyson, which I was like, yeah, that's Netherworld.
I don't like Tyson hugs.
Such a good guy. He
It's
was
not,
a bit more tired than he is
It's not
in
a
the
shoulder
mornings.
massage from Gary, but it's pretty close.
Did I get that? I got a hug though from Gary. He came and hugged me from behind.
Oh.
I think it's in the video you shot, which maybe we can have
Yeah,
in
cool.
the
I was going to find a second to chuck in there that we've got a video of when Sean walked back into Netherworld for the first time, so we'll roll that at some point here. I don't know, whenever we can fit it.
somewhere in there.
A great photo of Sean pole dancing too.
Oh yeah, that one later on with the selfie and
Wow.
Dennis is kind of, aren't you doing this? Like,
Yeah, I was like,
and Neil kind of joined in. Just
yeah, yeah,
it's fucking awesome.
yeah.
That was a good photo.
Mike's taking the photo.
Oh, you took the
Yeah.
selfie. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
That's when the
man.
beers were really hitting me hard.
I was pretty drunk.
Sorry about that drive home, man.
No,
I don't know what I said. But
Mike took the photo, and Sean and Neil were on the pole. I'm standing there going like,
What's happening?
and then there's two girls at the table in the back, and they're just looking over like,
What the fuck?
Fucking nerds. We were just having the best time.
it was great.
It was so good to be back, and you guys welcomed me with open arms and like the little goodie bag with tokens and the coffee. There was a beer cozy.
Yep.
What else was in there?
I also ran a
couple
tab
things.
for everybody as well.
Yeah, you did, dude. That was insane.
Thank you, Dennis.
Felt so
Thank you,
special
sir.
when you did that. I was
Fuck
like,
yeah.
a fucking tab,
Had to.
man.
Had
I
to.
appreciate that so much. Part of the reason I got a bit drunk, definitely.
It ended up pretty reasonably priced though.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you guys were hitting the 10%ers. I don't know.
Man, they're just fucking flakes.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I'm pretty sure I was drinking big drink pints, but I was fucking gone.
yeah,
Yeah. Drinking skills are not up to scratch.
just complete
They used to be-
Cadbury's.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah, dude. It doesn't take me much anymore.
Had 2 pots.
I know I am.
I'm late. Late, mate. It was fucking great.
You get some pins that night as well? Did you work on?
Nah, man. I need to get Splatterhouse pin, which is
Yeah.
35k.
35, yes.
And I need to get Moon Patrol, which wasn't around. Splatterhouse has been there since before I left.
Yeah.
And I haven't
Granny came back
Tron
recent-ish.
will be another one.
I've got Tron.
Oh, you got Tron.
Got,
Okay.
That came out at Con 4.
That was
Oh,
no,
okay.
that was
Three.
AKO3 that
3,
around
yeah,
Big
4
Pack
I missed.
2019 because
Jeez. It's been around
I
for
got
that long.
I got
Yeah.
the leech
not easy,
for
eh?
the ghouls and ghosts pin, and I also
Ghosts and Goblins.
I was ghosts and
Yeah,
goblins.
me
was
too. Yeah, Ghost
It matters to some people,
It was
alright?
ghosts and goblins.
Oh, bloody half of the bloody Ghost Brothers over here.
Hey, I know the difference between the two. For some reason, I thought it was the other game though.
He's just
So-
all high and mighty because he's got a new podcast now.
Yeah.
What a dog.
Sounds good.
Sorry guys, gotta go see my ghost brother online.
Yeah.
We're all jealous.
My gobby boy.
Oh! Don't call him your gobby boy!
Oh, my.
Ghosts and gobs! Hey, just gotta go see Mark. Have some ghosts and gobbies.
Gobby boys.
You, please in the next episode say,
Ghost Bros and
I've heard we called the Gobby Boys.
Rebranded.
Rebranded as the Gobby Boys.
Oh, that hurts.
Gobby 1 and Gobby 2.
Face is already sore.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Gobby 1?
Gobby 2.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh shit. I lost it.
I think I am Gobby 2.
Oh my god. Poor muscle.
What the fuck are we talking about?
So good. I gotta think.
Pins. You were talking about your
No,
pins.
that's right. All I can think of is Gobby 1 and Gobby 2. Like I'm trying to think of a rendition of the Bananas and Pajamas song incorporating gobbies.
Oh shit.
Good gobbies in pajamas. I know.
Sorry, Sean.
I know. I tried. I knew there was nothing, and I tried anyway.
Get out.
All right. So I didn't get any pins, but those are the two I need to work on.
Yeah. It's an ultimate are you?
I know. Not the best. I'm average. That's the thing. You need to be better than average to get the pin.
Yeah.
So I got the. Yeah, I need to get.
Crying. Oh my god.
That was great. I haven't heard Neil laugh like that in a while. It was best. So I got the. Yeah, I need to get the Moon Patrol,
Yeah.
and I need to get the Splatterhouse. I'm kind of stubborn. I don't want to just spam in the Splatterhouse one.
Yeah.
You can get it by just spamming the worms, right? Like the leeches that come at that point. You can basically get it.
Yeah,
Can you really?
I think
wow.
I think so.
I think you
Before
can.
I think before that. So when you're in the sewer, I think if you use all your lives in the sewer, then you can get
Really?
it. Yeah. Because there's
So
lots
then
of
you
points
spam,
punching those guys, and then you spam the worms.
Yeah.
Like I feel I did that with the Gobbies pin. Ghosts and Goblins, sorry. With the Gobbies pin.
Some respect, brother. Jeez.
If you cut out the other part and then I say that, it's going to be weird.
No,
we're
no,
not
that's fine.
cutting out
That's
the
staying
gods.
in.
Yeah,
That's all staying in.
Yeah.
Gobby Brothers.
I put it on myself. I literally said it. So.
Put it on your resume. One half of the Gobby Brothers.
Podcast, yeah.
The Gobby Brothers podcast. Yeah, so I point pressed Ghosts and Goblins because that is really hard to get. I think if you don't,
It's super hard.
and I don't know why I thought that was okay, but now I'm like really stubborn with Splatterhouse.
That's what we do for all the pins, man. We
75.
all work together to work out the best points pressing
Yeah,
technique.
true. Just to get the pin.
You
Yeah.
should be able to get.
Yeah.
You'd be able to get you'd be able to get the pin on the first level of Ghosts and Goblins.
Easy. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can do it. You can do all that in the graveyard. Just there's one spot where you can stand where they spawn left and right, and
Yeah.
just do the old cave thing where
And just
come in left and
Stay
right.
away from old demon boy. What's the demon's name again?
Oh, that Almaranth or
Jeff.
whatever it is. The
I
Amaranth.
The first demon. What's his name?
It's like that.
It's
like
the
the
sound
Amaranth.
the sound that character makes.
Yeah.
I hate that guy.
Anyway.
Not Jeff, but the fucking
You don't
character.
think it's right?
Yeah.
The Amaranth or something like that? Or-
No, it's not.
Amaranth.
It's not. It's not.
She's
It's
that
not.
famous
It's not.
Twitch
It's
girl.
not amorous. No. It's.
Oh, sorry, Amorous. So you said Amaranth.
Yeah. I don't know. It's,
We just call
it's.
it.
Far out. Now you've.
Hey,
no,
listeners,
I can't remember.
Feel
either.
free to call in, listeners.
I
Flying
thought it was
Red
the
Devil?
Amaranth or
Yeah.
something. Or
The
something.
flying red fucker that
I
swoops.
Arima. It's a red.
Arima.
Red Aramis. Yeah.
Arima, yeah.
He's a cock.
He
Don't
is.
like him.
Yeah, those swoop patterns are a little nasty.
Ridiculous, yeah.
Easy for you.
Just stay away from him and get your points in the graveyards.
True
I
that.
want to do it
It's got a-
quickly though. I want to get the
It's
score
got a hard.
legit.
It was
Uh,
85,000.
Ghosts
Yeah,
and
something
Goblins
like
isn't
that,
a
yeah.
hard game. It's just got like a really hard learning curve. Like it's
Right.
got like probably one of the hardest learning
Classic
curves.
arcade game.
So once you learn
Once you
that
get
pattern and that,
Mm.
Once you learn it,
it's
then,
time.
Yeah.
yeah,
Just rush
True.
into him.
Russian, yeah, just Russian.
Rush him.
Yeah.
Rush in, get.
Just smash him out.
Anyway, we'll talk. Yeah.
Yeah, so I need to get those two pins. Fuck, I can't even remember them now. Moon Patrol and Splatterhouse.
Yep.
There's some
Patrols.
pinball pins as well I need to get, the new ones.
Heaps of good ones, man.
Oh,
Don't
man.
stress on that.
I love pinball, but
Yeah,
yeah.
just
Oh,
play
I've-
it.
I've
Just keep playing.
Also heard that all of the ice cold beer pins are now gone.
Oh, really?
Oh shit.
Do you
There
still
was-
get a free beer if you get to
There
the
was
top for
one
the first
left
time?
after Barra. Yeah, so someone
there?
else.
Oh,
someone
no.
must have taken it.
Oh, shit, bro.
Ah man.
Ice cold beer.
How many were made then? I can't imagine that there'd be 50 people that would be able to
I reckon there wasn't that many.
hit the
made.
top of that board because that's a
I
fucking
missed out on
hard.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could
Oh, you didn't get it.
No, like I could do it on the
Too
old
much
one,
stacked up.
Yeah, the old one's easier.
Number 10.
but I
Sorry,
got to
Neil.
the second last.
Yeah, I did it on the hard one, number 12, like with the 12 holes.
Yeah. I didn't really go for it though. Like I just played it every now and then. I wasn't like I wasn't
Yeah.
gunning for the pin.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
gunned the shit out of
I
it.
think that's
Yeah.
I think
You
that's
got
what
it?
I do with
Yeah.
pins as well. That
Heaps.
I just it's like a level above a slightly casual playthrough to try and get to the pin, and if I can't do it, then usually I don't get it because
Yeah.
I have to commit too much time to it.
True.
There's some
Too much
games
money
like,
to it.
Yeah.
There's some games like when you really want one, then like I'll fucking hammer it. But like if I
Yeah.
don't really want it, no, fuck it.
Yeah.
It was kind of in that basket. So.
Yeah, Point Blank
I
was in the
want 'em
basket
all.
for me. I was like, I just can't be bothered with Point
No,
Blank.
Yeah.
right.
That's long
I
gone
just
as
didn't-
well, isn't
yeah,
it?
Yeah, that went that
Yeah,
Point
because
blank.
people love, like, even like someone who doesn't really play video games.
Even though it was really fucking hard, to get that pin.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
get
get-
lucky though with your bonus thing, and you get like the life, and you get
the 10,000
the
points.
10,000 points for the
yeah,
coins,
okay.
right? And
And
you're
the coins,
decent
yeah.
at the end thing that counts for sure.
Yeah, you're gonna get all those little.
Yeah, that's
all
a
the target,
that's
all
a
the,
big
all the
part of
targets
it.
for the fireworks at the end. Yeah.
And you get good levels. Like it's a lot of randomness.
I didn't get Crazy Taxi either. It's just like a game I wasn't too interested in.
Yep.
Like,
Man,
I thought it was cool when it came in. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I remember Crazy Taxi, and I played the shit out of it.
Say it exactly like that.
Oh, totally, of course.
Oh, it's the
But
Gobby
like-
brother here. Oh, I remember Crazy Taxi.
Gobby. Anyway, but yeah, it's,
Like a fucking turkey. Gobby, Gobby.
But like after I played it a couple of times, I was like I just remembered it wasn't a game that I was overly interested in.
Fair enough.
It's kind of like a
I'm trying to be. Neil's trying to like be serious.
sorry.
I can't keep a fucking straight face.
This is the best, man. It's the best podcast yet. This is dangerous having us all together.
Yeah.
At least when I'm on a like different time zone, I'm not like at the same drinking.
Okay,
time.
so the next, if you move those sidewinders out the way, there's extra beers in there. I had to Tetris them in.
What do you want, Mike?
Just I don't know. One of the
Non-alcoholic.
one of the regular alcoholics.
So that's a gluten-free.
Yeah, it's good. Give it a shot.
There's a Stone and Wood.
There's still a Pacific Ale if you want that.
Yeah, do you want a Stony?
Yeah. Recommended. Yeah. Okay. I'll go Pacific Ale.
I'll have that one then.
cool.
I'm unemployed. It's also going to be part of my update, so I can drink more. More than others, maybe.
On a Sunday night for sure.
Yeah.
What did you reckon of the Oaked XPA?
I love
Tasty,
it,
man.
It's
Not
really
bad,
good.
eh?
Yeah, big flavour. I love Ballistic, man.
Mm.
I like their can style too.
Yeah, they're about
Doesn't matter for the taste and all that, but it is just part of the experience.
they're a bit over 10 minutes down the road over that way
man,
at
nice.
Salisbury. Yeah,
Yeah, they've been going for a while now.
yeah, they're great.
Hell yeah.
Really good.
I've been to the brewery. You can go there and hang out and everything. Eh?
Sure can.
Nice. Nice.
What were we up to? Sean's pins.
So
Gobbies.
we were talking
that's
about
right,
when we all
sure.
caught up at Netherworld,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
we
true.
were talking
That
about
big night,
chasing
yeah.
pins. And
Yeah, so I don't need any pins except for those two for the arcades. I
Cool.
do want the pennies. I'll get there, like, because I want to catch them all.
Yeah.
As much as I can. I want to be Ash Ketchum. You know?
Yep.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. Anyway.
I don't know Pokemon.
Oh, sorry, man. Shit.
You're a lucky man.
Yeah, Henry knows Pokemon.
I know
Yeah.
of Pokemon.
My little boy is across it, and now by extension, so am I.
Sucked
Yeah.
in.
Nah, it's okay.
It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. It's good to be into it. I mean, there's video games that are good that are associated
there's-
with it.
I'd say there isn't. Oh, yeah.
This guy
Lots,
Pokemon
yeah.
Pinball and Game Boy. that's
hates
pretty-
elevator action and Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon Pinball, great game.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
For the little
I've got the
Rumble
Japanese
pack in
version
there?
with the Rumble Pack. Yeah, I need to fix it. I got it, and like, so in the Japanese game shops they have these junk areas, but a lot of the times it's just stuff that's not in that great condition.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
stuff that you would find that's priced normally at like Eddie's Retro or whatever, because they're very high standard in Japan for condition and stuff.
Yeah.
So I've gotten cartridges for like way cheaper because they either have heaps and they don't want to bother putting it in the normal section and cleaning it and whatever, testing it,
Yeah.
or it just the condition isn't good. And I picked up like Pokemon Pinball, like a Super Game Boy for like 100 yen, like basically $1 or
right, yeah.
$2.
Yep.
So I have that, but I haven't been able to get it to work yet. I will. But good game, Pokemon Pinball. Yeah. Didn't Ree pick up a Game Boy Color game from the shop you went to?
She did, yeah. She got Winnie the Pooh
So
Adventures.
like, man, the editing's gonna be so fucked. You have to like cut this.
Sorry,
out,
yeah,
put it
yeah.
back
No,
together.
we're-
Sorry about that.
Just let it roll. Bro.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I think
who cares?
I think I'm going to try like with this. I think with this episode we're going to keep it as organic as we can.
I like it, man. Yeah,
I'm not going to be edited as much. I
Hell
think
yeah.
We get an idea of what goes into the process of making an episode.
Oh yeah.
Boy.
Oh my.
If I'm ever.
Oh yeah. The Gobby brothers, man. Fucking hell. So what did she pick up, man?
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh Game Boy Color, brand new in box from that toy store.
That's awesome.
Just like,
I wonder if it's a good
even
game.
had the little plastic bag around the cartridge in
That's
Yeah,
so
in the
nice.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of those are good games, like
Yeah.
those like big IPs, you know, like the Disney games or
Yeah.
I don't know, Hannah Montana. I only think of that because I actually have one at home. It's
Oh.
a fake one that Johnny gave me and the stuff that I bought from him. And I tested it, it works. I'm just going to give it away for free. I don't want to sell
Yeah.
someone like
I'll
a
swap it for you for Barbie Racing Ride.
hot. I think there's
Awesome.
a Barbie game on the NES that's actually decent. I think so.
Oh, there's got to be, yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's a Little Mermaid.
There are a few franchise games that are pretty good. Aladdin one of them. That's not bad.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Disney
that's
games
sick.
that were on like the Mega Drive.
Mega
and the
Drive
SNES.
ones.
Lion King
Hard as
was
sin.
rad on,
Lion King as well.
Mega Drive.
Yeah.
Same era.
They actually did some of the animation work in some special way.
Oh, really?
I'm not too familiar, but like,
Danny
They use
Fazacali speedruns Aladdin as well, and I
Yes.
watched it on his streams. And
Simple Dak.
The
Simple Dak.
Souvlaki strikes again.
Danny Souvlaki, you fucking legend.
see, we do mention you, Danny.
Yeah. I mean, the
Fucking
Gobby
tell me
brother
we
brought
don't.
you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Gobby brother.
You get around.
You can't get past. It's good. It's good.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's
Mark,
catchy.
Mark Bell's gonna listen to this and just be like, I'm a fucking Gobby brother now. Fuck.
Yeah, and he'll be
Sorry,
like, "That's
mate,
awesome."
You've dropped a long way since this beautiful Game the System podcast. Now you're
Nah.
just a Gobby brother.
No, it's next here.
It is. It's such a good one. So yeah, Netherworld was really fun. We went. We were there for a while,
Yeah.
and we played a game of Donkey Kong, a relay, where if you finish the level or die, you swap players. That was really fun. We did okay.
I forgot about that.
On
Yeah,
relays.
that was good.
So good.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then we played a 4-player pinball, and that was kind of the end of the night after that, right? I think.
Yeah, I think so.
There was just lots of general chit chat and stuff.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
it
catching
was
up
fun,
and
yeah.
having a good time.
And seeing some other regulars come in and seeing you and
Yeah,
like
hell
chats
yeah.
and
So nice. Gary was there, of course. I think he lives there.
yeah.
That was a good time. He's still Gary, which is fucking awesome. And Denny dropped me home. I think we got Macca's on the way.
We did.
I was pretty drunk and I needed to do a Macca's run.
Yep.
And for your troubles, I got you some Macca's as well. So
Eventually, yeah,
it took some time.
yeah. So, your
Oh, yeah,
your
I
card
couldn't
was
pay.
maxed. You're like, I'll pay, and then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
paid, and they're like, oh no, sorry, your card's getting rejected. And I was like, how about I pay? And then,
And then eventually I
wanker.
Yeah, I couldn't.
What are these euros?
Yeah, dude.
What are they like pesos?
How much
Yeah.
is how much is a Big Mac in euros?
how many
Yeah.
euro for a cheeseburger? Yeah.
So I can quickly finish off.
Yep.
Like, so we had the Netherworld thing. Not long after, I went to 1UP for the Pixel Collective, where it's kind of like a family-friendly thing, right? Kids can come. And
Yeah, Pixel Collective. It's like a small sort of community thing that's been growing every month. We get more and more people in, and yeah, people are welcome to bring their kids, and we have like set sort of games and things that we go and play, and yeah, it's been really great, and it's kind of it's different to what I expected it was going to be originally, and it's sort of morphed on its own into this sort of family kind of thing, and so all of our kids like get together in a group, and they're just like a little horde of little arcade barbarians running around the arcade and playing different games, and
So cool.
Henry hits the pinballs, and yeah, so does Elvis as well. So that's Marcus's little man, and
Hell yeah.
yeah, they're all a tight knit little group, and it's great that they all get to catch up and hang out. So
No, that's cool. It was
it's
cool to see.
they all look after each other, so we get to sit there and have beers in the VIP room and eat pizza, and it's really good. So
And it's only $25. I think
yeah,
it was.
they don't order like shitty ass Domino's pizzas. So Steve gets
That's
the
like
decent
legit.
pizzas from like down the road at this place in Morningside. It's
Super good.
Yeah,
I was
nice.
convinced it would have been Domino's because it's like a cheap price to pay. And Domino's is like, it's fine for a party thing, but I was really pleasantly surprised when it was a step above. And smashed some pizza, played some games. I played Third Strike, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike against JM.
Yeah.
We had fucking good battles back and forth for a while, and I had to like pull myself away from it because I wanted to play other games, but me and him are very evenly matched. And it was like I won a whole bunch at the start, and then he started.
he
like,
work you out.
Yeah, man. He just downloaded me, kind of, and
Yeah.
he just like started working me out. I was like, oh fuck, I thought this was gonna be easy, but he worked me out, and when we went back and forth a lot, and it was like
Cool.
yelling at each other from the opposite side. The only thing you can get, like, you can only get this in an arcade, where like if you're playing a fighting game and you're opposite each other. Like the cabs are facing away from each other, and you can be like, "Oh, good one, man!" You can't see each other, but you know you're there. It was so sick.
Yeah.
And I fought Steve later on, and he's pretty good. So I don't know Third Strike that well, and he used a weird character. I can't remember his name. The goth-looking dude who can do some funny
Like,
mix-ups.
was that Remy?
Yeah, it was
Dude?
Remy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he smashed me over and over again.
Yeah, he's pretty popular. He's one of like the top tier players, I think. Remy. So they have different tier
Okay.
players in that
Yeah.
game, and Ken's one of the top tiers. You play Ryu or
Yeah,
Ken?
Ryu or Akuma. I can play Ken, but I just like Ryu.
Yeah.
And I like Akuma a lot as well. I also like Guile, which he's not in it, and I like
No.
DJ. He's not in it, so
Yeah, because like Third Strike was like a new character base, really.
a whole bunch
Like,
of new
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, they had some of the classics. But,
The new fighters, basically.
Yeah.
The new challenges.
Yeah, the new
Yeah,
challenges.
the new challenges. Yeah, exactly. So that
That's
was
awesome.
really fun. I played a bunch of, well, not a bunch, but a decent amount of UN Squadron, because that's the game of the month. I need to go back there. before
Yeah, that's
the
the
end of
Arcade
month.
Wars game of the month at the moment.
The Arcade
fun.
Wars, exactly.
Pretty
Yeah, I like it. I finished it on the SNES, so it's not that different.
Oh
from what I
right, yeah,
played
you
now.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, I played through that because the Game Chasers on YouTube, that's Billy, one of the Game Chasers. One of his favourite games is UN Squadron. I was like, well, okay, well, I kind of respect, I do respect what those guys say. So if they mention a game that they really like, fucking turn your phone off, Neil!
Sorry, I will.
So professional.
Oh, I just got a text from my gobby brother!
Oh, when are we gonna start?
Oh,
I need you, Gobby.
need you, gobby. Does he call you gobby?
He does now.
Oh, yeah. It's part of the Gobby Brothers lore.
Rename yourselves in the chat as
Yeah, Gobby
G-
1,
G1
Gobby
and
2.
G2.
G1, G2.
Mark won't know what's going on. Don't
So
do that.
good. He's gonna absolutely love this episode.
I hope so. it could go two ways.
Yeah, yeah.
One of two ways.
You've ruined my
Yeah, yeah.
reputation.
You've ruined my-
I have to quit my job.
That's us.
Yeah, ruining everything for years. So yeah, I finished up at 1 Up that night, and I think that was another night you gave me a lift home. Dennis has been giving me a lot of lifts lately, and I owe him. So when
Yeah. You're not too far away though. I didn't actually realise that you weren't actually.
only 20 minutes.
It's like 20 minutes away.
and it's kind of on the way. It's like a little deviation.
Yeah, it's not much. It's
Not too
fine.
much.
Carindale.
Yeah, basically,
Yeah.
I'm pretty close to Carindale. It's still further away. Like if he wants to go to
A
Netherworld,
little out towards the bay from where Carindale is, but yeah, sort of heading out that part of the world.
Oh, he's been great.
Yes.
He even shouted me a 6-pack. I chose the beer.
Oh, yeah,
My
that's
fault that
right.
The beer wasn't great. But
That's right.
he paid for it.
Smithies.
Yeah, I got to the counter. He's like, "No, chuck them on, man." I was like, "Ah, and it was not great. Smithy's Lager. Don't recommend it fully, but if they're $11 for a 6-pack, yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Can't
Yeah.
go too wrong.
Ah, exactly. What's that?
Apparently you
Less than
can.
$2 a beer, so, yeah. And then I think after that it was just Denizen. I went to Netherworld, but I've been playing, as always, Tetris on my big Trinitron. It's like a 32-inch, I think. One of the biggest ones.
Cool.
I forgot how big it was until I got back into the games room. So that's what I've been up to, enjoying the games room, looking at my collection again, rearranging things, just trying to sell a few games to Mark Bell. He's upping his collection a little bit in some ways. So, but I'm just enjoying being in the games room, playing Tetris on the
great.
CRT, also playing Child of Light because it was a free game on PlayStation Plus, and yeah, really been enjoying that. So
Cool.
also Terra Cresta, because I have this like multi card on Famicom, so Terra Cresta I've been playing, and like
That's right.
about it. And the game of the month, the game of the system, is
It's
Raven Fighters.
It's another shoot 'em up. Yeah, I still
Yeah.
haven't played that yet.
I've been enjoying it. I think if history repeats itself, Denny will beat me again somehow.
Nah,
But
it's fine.
I'm trying to learn the game because I enjoy it. It's a good game. But yeah,
Cool.
that's me.
Rad.
Let's chat Denny.
That's the whip around in nearly, what is it now? Where's the time? Yeah, it took nearly an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, just the quick chat before we get into the real stuff.
Yeah, we really thought that was going to be quick.
Oh,
There's too much trash.
So yeah, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about Ultimate Denizen. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's a big
Yeah.
competition in our community. So yeah, because I missed out on it, I'll start a bit of an interview, I suppose.
Get the list,
Yeah.
get the list of games up.
It's one of the big. What is it? How many comps do you think? It's Kong Off, Denizen. Kong Off's probably the biggest.
Voter.
Boda and Denizen. That's like the big three of the
Yeah,
year.
I reckon.
I'd say so.
Would you say? Big three sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah. I
Let's
suppose
stick with that.
it'd be hard to know, I suppose, like because like Denizen is like Netherworld, you know what I mean? Like Boda
It is.
and
It's,
Kong Off
it's
brings-
quintessentially Netherworld, definitely.
Yeah. But like
It's,
the other two are like that's like
the
the
B-Pack.
whole of Australia that compete in that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
True. But anyone
Yeah.
can still enter.
Kongoff's very B-Pack, and Battle of the Arcades is obviously it's probably more ANZAP sort of oriented because it involves the whole of the country now, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
So I kind of want to like start it off as like someone who's new to Ultimate Denizen or who haven't heard of it. So
yeah, what's an Ultimate Denizen?
What's Ultimate Denizen?
Well, me and Mike will tell you since we are on the wall. We're not the Gobby Bros, but we're the Denizen Bros.
Yep.
With those lip skills,
this-
you could be.
the D Bros.
The D Bros. Oh, that doesn't sound great. Don't start that. Come on. It's the only thing I've won. Everyone already tells me I've got a micro penis around my neck.
The D Bros in Den's Dungeon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, getting
Double D.
double D. Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah.
So for Ultimate Denizen, I guess it's Netherworld's big day, big D day,
Big D Day.
D Day.
for
Oh,
the
yeah.
Denizen Day.
To find the biggest denizen, the best denizen.
That's great.
It's
Yes.
it's generally a competition every year around towards the end of November-ish. They run it, and it's what do they do? You know, they don't tell you the games list before you come in, so no one knows what the games are going to be on the day. And there's always a lot of
right.
big surprises. They
Yeah.
bring in a bunch of different arcade games that are not normally there as well. So it's not always the regulars that are going to go in and destroy everyone.
Yeah.
It's
There are misdirect games that are brought in as well,
especially
which,
when there's a console or two and like a new console, new gen, and a PC game thrown in as well, which it makes it very interesting. And the very different ways of playing games.
You can't guess. No way.
No.
The only thing you know is that there's going to be a Tony Hawk's.
Tony Hawk's too.
That's based. Well, even that though, you don't know for sure because they could easily
they can mix it up. It can be the original, or they might go like Tony Hawk's 3 or 4, which includes combos, and it's
exactly.
the engine's still the same, but the style of game and what you can actually do to chain it all up can be completely different.
Sure.
So
I was speculating last year that it was going to be Matt Hoffman's and not Tony Hawk's.
That would be cool.
Or
If they did
I thought they were going to throw it in
or
as
Skate,
like
like
or-
EA Skate 3
or Kelly
something.
Slater's Pro Skater
cool,
Surfer as well.
Yeah, dude.
Which would be pretty awesome.
Oh, it's
So
funny,
yeah,
I'm actually
so-
selling a copy of that.
Really?
Yeah, so you
On GameCube.
You guys have won it before.
Yep.
So you were the second Ultimate
Yeah,
Denizen?
after
Denizen
Johnny
too.
Bond, all hail Johnny
Oh,
Bond,
fifth.
first
I
Denizen.
was last year's
Fifth.
Ultimate Denizen.
Oh, mate, you're the
Came out
most
something.
recent king
Well,
of
last year it was
Denizen.
lucky for me because
Until yesterday.
Yeah,
True.
Fuck yeah,
Michael Dopp, the new champion.
mate. Get that, mate.
Anyways, yeah,
Awesome.
if you win the Ultimate Denizen competition, so you play your 15 games, it's split across arcade, pinball, console, and PC, almost
Yeah.
every year now.
Yeah, it is.
If you win
True.
that, they paint a massive portrait of you.
Yep.
The hand painted.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you get put up on the wall at Netherworld in amongst all the portraits of all the crew that have worked there for a number of years, as well as every Ultimate Denizen.
do.
And the Ultimate Denizen portraits are massive compared to the other portraits along the wall.
Yeah.
And it's always painted by Shani Finch, local Brisbane artist, legend,
Yep.
previous bartender at
Yeah.
Netherworld, but
Yep.
absolutely, like, so cool that they've got the same person painting him because of the style stays
Yeah,
quite similar.
it's consistent across the years. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah,
She's
it's
killing
great.
it. Oh, love it.
And that's a competition in a nutshell.
Yep.
And then we
Yeah.
a few of us got to have a go on Saturday morning.
Yes, we do.
Saturday day. Yep.
Mhm.
So I noticed that there was 26 players, which is like quite a shallow pool compared
26?
to...
No, that was 30 something. I
It was
thought
40.
Was
it
it?
almost 40.
Oh, someone took a screenshot of the players. It mustn't have caught
Oh,
everyone.
yeah.
So 40 would be...
No, I
40 is
think on
usual.
Match
They have to
Play-
scroll down. Yeah,
On
yeah.
match
Right.
play, I think it was 36 or 37.
Well, that's about usual. I
Yeah,
think.
around 40.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So a fairly
okay,
big,
cool.
big
Yeah,
pool.
yeah, definitely.
How many was it? Was it 36 or 37? Are you looking on match play?
I'm going looking now.
I'm
Just a
going
minute.
to go search for that.
In the meantime, I'll go through the games list. of
Yeah,
what was on,
please do.
because like every year, it's just like a surprise of what games are going to be on there. So this year we had alphabetical order. That's how you say the word alphabetical.
That is true.
Castlevania on NES, so that was level 1. Get your max points in level 1.
Mm.
Denny, our resident Castlevania legend.
By far the best Castlevania player
in possibly
maybe even
Well,
in Brisbane.
Brisbane.
And I beefed it.
Beefed and good.
It's all right. We'll get to
Bushel would love that you
We'll
say
talk
beefed.
about our beefs. Yeah. So yeah, that's highest points into level 1. The other game, next game, Mega Drive Columns.
Yes.
5-minute time period. A lot of the ones were like a 5-minute time max. You get your highest score in 5 minutes. Whatever you have at the end, that's your score you record.
Basically Candy Crush.
Shout out to Ben Benassi.
Yes.
World record holder.
Mr. Collins.
Oh, true.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Collins world record holder.
Like a shit game anyway.
Still.
There was also Crazy Taxi
Not too
Arcade.
bad.
Yeah.
So for Crazy Taxi, they had to set it to the hardest settings.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Crazy
it was
Taxi.
ridiculously hard. Like,
It was really.
you have to know the game.
so
Was Ziggy
fast.
there?
No, he wasn't.
No, Ziggy.
But Gary was.
Alright.
Yeah.
Hello, Gary.
No, Ziggy's been having a break. He had some health issues, so he's taken a step back from gaming for a little bit. So
Okay.
he's going to just
Yeah, fair.
take
Shout out
his
to Ziggy. We love you, bro.
Hey, Ziggy.
Hell yeah, man. What up, Ziggy?
craziest. I've never seen
What's in the fridge?
a
mate,
more
what do you want?
hardcore Crazy Taxi player than Ziggy.
Alcohol
He's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? I think there's just the pale ales
Yeah,
left.
I'll grab one of those. Thank you. Soz Mike.
That's right. Going up to D, we have Demolition Man, the pinball game. That was pretty cool. I had an extremely lucky game where I somehow unlocked 2 multi-balls.
Great choice because nobody would have guessed Demolition
Nah.
Man would be a part of it. So I think that's
true.
yeah.
I like that
Well, with
penny.
all the games so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the next one was one I kind of beefed a little bit by accident, but then actually won it. Was Donkey Kong Arcade.
Yeah, what the fuck? I feel embarrassed that me and
yeah.
Denny knew exactly what was going on, but you won.
I came in from the front room and middle room from the front room where everything's a 5-minute max.
Mm-hmm.
I jumped onto Donkey Kong, put my timer on, started timing my 5-minute speed run of Donkey Kong. And then, like 3 minutes in, someone walked past and like, "What are you timing it for? There's it's just the end of level 3 comp." Like, I'm like, "Oh!" And I was already on level 3 on one of the barrels
That
boards.
changes your.
And I stopped on barrel boards. And I'm like, I need a points press straight away.
That
Yeah.
really changes your approach for sure.
Yeah. Same thing happened to me, but with Castlevania.
that's
As Tannehill would say, read the packet. And
Yes. I was.
Is that what he says?
I was
Read
looking,
the
I was looking
I
for the
didn't.
packet.
What a dog. That's so accurate though, it's true. Read the
Yeah,
packet.
Yeah.
You gotta.
We
I
both
didn't.
didn't know.
I didn't. I got.
learned because you went first.
I only went to Castlevania first because when we started and everybody, when Jimmy read out all of the rules of engagement before we started, and everybody got pumped. We started, and everybody went off to their respective games, and I thought, what can I play? And I felt really nervous because obviously with the comp we didn't mention it, but it's a one and done, so you can't. There are no repeats, and so it's
one credit. That's it.
One credit. You do as best as you can, and it's the totalization of however well you do over the whole games. And so, knowing that, I wanted to start with something that was my strength, which is Castlevania on NES, and because I speedrun it, and I felt pretty comfortable with it, and I thought if I can play that, get a decent game in, it'll make me feel a bit more comfortable playing, and I'll have that confidence boost for the start, and move on to the other games that I don't know from that point. And
Totally.
That's how I do it as well.
Yeah, that's why I played Donkey Kong first.
so I started and didn't read the rules. And as it turns out, 5 minutes, and you
Yeah.
weren't allowed to go past level 1.
Yeah.
So of course I speed run, and
You thought
so
it was just 5 minutes.
I ran through and I thought, well,
Yeah.
I know that there are some opportunities for scoring a level 2. So if I can get through level 1 as quick as I can, then nobody will be able to come near me. So I finished the level, and Dave's son, who was the scorekeeper and official next to, he's like, "Well, that's it. Your score's done." I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's only level 1." I read the I read the sign, and I was like, well, I'm fucked then. So
Yeah.
it ended up being 9,900 points or something like that, and that was
you
me.
were not too happy. I could sense it. You didn't show it too much.
Yeah, I
but,
hide my emotions well, I feel, and I don't.
It didn't,
But
it didn't hurt that much when you threw the controller at my face. You only got me with one corner. So.
Look, I would have mentioned in passing that I thought the rules were not appropriate for the competition, and but
you did say something like, "Yeah, fucking cool rules."
Yeah. So
I agree. The rules.
everything else was 5 minutes except for like that and DK, and
It should have been 5.
those are my two
Yeah.
strong suits.
Yeah.
Everything else, the rules are like down just 5 minutes, and yeah,
5
so-
minutes would have been cool for Castlevania. I do like the level 3 on Donkey Kong because that
Yeah.
still doesn't take up too much time, and you point press.
That makes sense for Donkey Kong though, because
Yeah, but for Castlevania,
I don't know. I just
It
don't
should
know.
have
I don't know
been-
why you had to have two things. Like,
yeah, 5
wouldn't you
minutes
Just,
or.
why didn't they
first
just say
level.
like, all right, your best score on level 1, or
Yeah.
your best score after 5 minutes, not the both? Because I don't know. I guess like everybody, you get nervous and you sort of you don't.
Maybe there's a
It's
good
hard to
reason
remember all the
for it
rules for
other
15
than-
different games.
Yeah.
That's true.
So as an excuse, anyway,
It's the same
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
with DK.
I fucked up and I didn't do very well. I think I ended up
never blames the tools, mate.
exactly. Yep. And I was a very bad tool.
Oh,
So, but yeah. Anyways, it turned
Yeah.
out I didn't do very well as a result. And
you did pretty well. You still came top 10 overall.
10th. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did I say? I said top 10. 3 of us.
Yep.
Let's just let the record show. The three of us that entered all finished in the top 10 out of
Yeah.
37 or 36 players.
37 players.
37
Yeah, just
players.
checked on match
Nice.
play.
So
yeah.
we're decent.
That's hot.
And Mike came
Equal
freaking
third. Equal
yeah.
third
Equal third with Ben Reeves.
with Ben.
What a back-to-back year
Congrats
for you.
again, Ben. By the
Dude,
way,
Ben Reeves is prolific. There's
Yeah.
no other way to explain
very
his
very consistent.
him
every
except that
year.
he's
Every
prolific.
year.
Every year. And
If you want to be the man, you've got to beat the man, and the man is Ben Reeves. You
Yeah.
got to beat him every year if
Well,
you want to
Yeah.
want to win.
You wanna get a
he's
podium
always a
place.
threat.
Yeah.
If you think about
Yeah.
Denizen is who's the best overall, if you did a Denizen of the Denizens,
It would probably be
it'd
Ben.
100%. It couldn't be anyone else.
If you look-
how many
if you
high
look at
score
the
medals
stats,
did he got?
yeah.
He's like 4 or 5
I think
high
that's-
score medals
Yeah.
from the
I think-
name.
I
Animal.
think that's what's going to happen after 10 denizens. I believe there's going to be a denizen off, so like the ultimate's off.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's
don't
what
even-
Jimmy's talked to me about.
Hot.
actually, so
That would be amazing.
yeah,
The
Wow.
ultimate Denizen gobby.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Gob off.
Gob off.
Yep.
You and Mark have to do a gob off.
a D off, maybe.
No, but just you and Mark, you're both gobby bros. Do a gob off.
No, they're D.
Mark.
Yeah, him and Mark are Gobby bros, and you guys are D bros. Remember?
D bros.
Debra sounds cooler.
Yeah.
Anyway, going back to the games list, everyone.
Does it?
This is
Fucking knee slapper.
that's amazing.
After Donkey Kong, I managed to pull off the high score on Donkey Kong after points pressing in that last little bit of my game that I
yes,
had.
you did.
And I
What
points
was,
pressed the absolute shit out of it.
what was your score, Mikey? 71,400 or
71,
something?
400.
Yeah.
Well done, sir.
Animal.
Well done, mate. That was great.
And then, so
Take
yeah.
that tech.
Take a
Yeah, let's see Tech do that shit.
Didn't he get like 130k in the level 3 comp?
Easy.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah,
he did-
Strats. He had his
he
voltage
didn't
up.
do it at Ultimate Denizen.
Nah, he didn't.
Let's
He
see
wasn't
you
even
in the
there.
competition.
Yeah, what a dog.
Yeah.
There was also
all this home shit.
there was also Godzilla the pinball machine, which is one of the newish ones at Netherworld.
Yeah.
And with the pinball games, it was like unlimited time. You just see how long you can last with your three balls.
I got a story about that Godzilla. Don't let me let us press on without me mentioning it. It's a good one.
Okay, interesting.
And next was another one that had been in the arcade before, but had come back especially for the day. Was Joust,
Wow.
the original Atari.
Hot, by the way.
Good game anyway.
So good.
I actually really like it.
So this is exciting because this is the first time you played Joust.
It really was
And
the
was
first
it
time I played it.
Dennis, is it your first time as well?
I've played it on the Williams Arcade Classics collection on Xbox.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah.
And I,
Sick.
I
Cool.
also have a mini Joust cab, which is
Sick.
which is a Christmas deck, but it sits on top of my cab with the rest
so
of my.
fucking dope, man.
It
Yeah.
sits on top of my Donkey Kong with Defender, Donkey Kong, and this little guy.
Does it turn on?
So yeah, it does. But I pulled the battery because
Yeah, good call.
when they were upstairs, Henry Boy, like you push the button and they play like the Williams sounds and everything. and
He
was
would have
like,
loved that.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah, nah. Do you have the pin somewhere from Ultimate Denizen? Because it was a joust style pin that you get for
I do
entering.
upstairs.
Do you?
Yeah.
I thought it was like the
Maybe we can put a
Wasn't
photo
it
in the
the-
edit.
the gorilla with the crown on the
Last
side.
year.
Well, that was last year.
This year was like the ostrich from
Ostrich,
Joust.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it.
And they,
That's
when we were
awesome.
checking in on, we were like, I didn't get it. But someone else was like, "Oh, Joust must be in it," because then we saw the Williams cab.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Keep talking. I'll go run and grab it.
oh, ledge.
So Joust Arcade was awesome. Another 5-minute maximum game. Next one was a shooter that no one had ever heard of, like a light gun shooter, which is called Lord of Gun.
Yeah,
What a
right.
funny name
I
too.
don't know.
Lord of Gun.
Lord of Gun.
Not of
That's
like
cool.
the gun or
No.
Lord of Guns.
No, very low scoring game.
Lord of Gun, singular.
Yep, Lord of Gun.
One gun.
One gun. That's all you have.
That's actually true, yeah.
And very low scoring game. I got 990 points. Do you remember what you got?
I got in the 7 or 800s.
Yep, okay.
For me,
Yep.
I didn't do well, but
Super
I
low
think a good score was 1500 or above.
Who took it out? Who got the Lord of Gun?
We have to look on match play.
Okay, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. I can do that though. I should get
Yeah,
that.
cool. Another game, and I didn't get the full name of this game because even Jimmy couldn't say it when he was announcing it. It was Monkey Ball something Supermania
Yeah,
for,
but
for
like a
PlayStation
Monkey
4.
Ball for
Yeah,
PlayStation
Monkey
4.
Ball, yeah.
Yeah,
Monkey
yeah.
Ball
Funny
racing
name.
game, basically,
right.
on PlayStation 4. Pretty fun. So just one race on
Really cool game.
the first track.
Yeah.
Really cool game.
Um,
If you like, it's like Mario Kart. Like that's how they explained it. It's like Mario Kart, but you're just like a monkey riding a
Yeah.
ball,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you weren't. You were against other people, but
yeah,
not
against
really.
CPUs.
CPU,
other people,
yeah, you weren't. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Sorry.
And Pac-Man was in it as well this year for.
Yeah, Pac-Man Turbo, wasn't it?
No, it was
just
just
regular
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
No,
Oh, okay.
Pac-Man had never been in it before,
No,
Okay, cool.
which I didn't
After all the
realize. Yeah,
Denizens,
Jimmy
yeah.
said that at the start. It's like, yeah, Pac-Man's never been in
Yep.
it.
and there was
Alright.
another 5 minutes max game, so just see what you can do in 5 minutes with your
Right,
score.
that would have been tight.
Yep. I took that one out as well.
Oh, did you?
On the side, yeah, I got
Yeah,
20,
well done.
29,050 points.
Yeah, you did.
Well
You,
done. Did
No.
you do patterning or?
No, I was just trying to group and trying to
dirty dog.
group them.
Got the Pac-Man.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah. Space Invaders Pinball was another one that was in there, and
it's
it's a
Right.
well-hated pinball machine. As
Yeah,
well.
because
It's
it's
rough.
wide and
Oh,
like
man.
you
It's
don't-
rough.
Like the channel is massive.
Yeah.
Hey, like
Yeah.
it's got a gaping hole on it. Yeah.
between the flippers
Man,
is
don't
a
say gaping hole, Neil.
It's a
You know
huge,
exactly what you're trying to do.
wide area.
What's that? Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, the Gobby Bro doesn't know.
Did someone say gaping hole?
The Space Invaders pinball machine
God
has
damn
a
it,
rather
Neil.
large gap
Oh man, between the flippers, so brutal. Man.
So here's the joust pin Denny's going to give us a look at.
the pin. Yeah, if I can focus on it properly.
So what was the question we asked earlier? Who got the best score on what?
Lord of Gun.
Can I click on Lord of Gun?
Gary.
Maybe Gary.
Scores.
Yeah, really cool.
I just need
Anyway,
to find one
if
for
I can
Lord
get
of
it in
Gun.
focus.
Come on, have a look.
Alright, Lord of
Yeah.
Gun. Ben Reeves.
Oh, Ben Reeves. That's
With-
one of his
oh,
ones.
that's
Yeah.
No
really
surprise there.
Yes, that's right. He got about 19,000 or something
Yeah,
like that.
1,960. Yeah.
Someone's Lord of Guns before.
And I came 11th with 850, and Mike beat me out with 990, and Dennis with the 1,540.
Oh,
Came fifth.
Well done, man.
Well done.
Dennis, you animal.
Mm.
Dude, you had a good game overall, Denny. You just fucked up a few games, and that's all it takes.
I went shit on pinballs, so I haven't played any pinball this year, and so my pin game is pretty damn weak. And
Yeah.
I knew that was going to let me down going into it, and to be honest, I was just there to have a laugh and a good time anyway, because
Shit,
I
yeah.
knew that people like Sam, and g'day to Sam, by the way.
Sam Robin, another
so
legendary local.
Sam has been playing pinball like an absolute monster over the last few months, and consequently came second place. And yeah, would it not be for a few different circumstances, probably could have taken it out this year. So
sure.
yeah, well done.
Hell yeah. You
Alright.
killed it, man.
Next in the list we have Splatterhouse, just the arcade on a 5 minutes max game.
Oh, who won that?
I beefed it.
I reckon-
I opposite of won that. I got
reckon
9,000
Sam.
points.
Sam would have taken that one.
Nah, dude.
Possibly.
Denny.
Oh, really?
Took it out.
Yeah,
Yeah, Denny hates it, but he nailed it.
I hate that fucking cheap ass game,
Well
but
done,
yeah.
sir.
You won by
but I
900
wanted-
points.
Did I?
Yeah, Dan
Okay.
Stack was second.
Stacks. Wow.
And
yeah.
Sam, who's fucking good at it, came third with 29,200. So you only beat Sam by 1,700. So
Wowzers.
a few
Well
hits.
done, man. Well done. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that we it was a Boda game, Splatterhouse, and that a lot of us at One Up we focused on that game very hard as well, because it wasn't our strong suit initially, so we focused a lot on trying to improve in that area, and
Yep.
on the day we did really well with it, and so still remembered a few of the little tricks from it, and it was just lucky that a lot of that was within the 5-minute envelope. And it was actually set to hard, so there was only 2 hits.
Two hits and 2 lives. Yeah.
2 hits and 2 lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, every year at Denizen we have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on PS1. 2-minute run, hangar level with Tony Hawk. And if you know Tony Hawk, right down circle is a special 900-degree.
Man, Denny did well in that too. And
Is it? I didn't know.
Dude, we came 4th, 5th, and 6th.
I didn't know.
Sick.
I didn't know any specials. I just did combos. Like, I know that the multiplier for over the half pipe is really good. So if you don't clear it, then grind over the rails that go over the pipe. So then you don't stack it and you still get your combo.
Yeah, cool.
So then I was just looping it over the half pipe and I ended up getting like 120.
Yeah, 124,300. I got 92,000.
I do remember.
And Mike had a good one with a 209.
Yeah,
I thought it was Tony Hawk 1. I didn't manual until like after halfway, and I was like, I fucked it.
You can't manual?
You can.
You can.
I thought you couldn't in Tony Hawk 1.
That's what I thought. I didn't manual the whole time.
Well, you nailed it then. I just didn't play well. I started manualing after the 1 minute, but it was already a bit late.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
And Dot
whether
beast moded it, didn't he?
Dude, put it in perspective, between me and Dennis, there's only about 30,000 points. Between Dennis and Mike, there's about 85,000 points. Between Dot and Gary, who came second, there is 270,000 points.
Far out.
So Dot got 719,000 and Gary got 450.
Jesus, that must be just one trick or something that he's doing.
Yeah,
And he was telling me, he's like,
oh
man, I can usually get like over 1 million.
Yeah.
I didn't do that well.
Oh, bro.
I was like, oh, fuck, alright. Fucking alright, mate.
Fucked, completely fucked this competition.
Going home.
Dude, what an animal.
That's insane.
That was the only game that he came first on though. The rest were just mostly 90s and a few
tops,
80s, and then only one in the 70s. He beefed Donkey Kong, but
Yeah. Did you mention that Michael Dodd also hurt his arm pretty bad? Did
he
you
was
guys?
full injured.
He fell down a set of stairs.
So
He must be riding Neil.
I think we started and Michael rocked up probably a few minutes before everything kicked off, or that's when I noticed it first. And he rocked up and he the staff must have given him an ice pack for his forearm, and so I went up to him and I was like, oh fuck, are you alright? And he's like, oh yeah, what did he say? He said that he fell he fell down some stairs or something like that, and caught his forearm, and it was like a huge egg on his forearm, and I was like, oh man, that's got to be a fracture. And it was so bad. And
I was like, dude, does it still hurt? He was like, yeah.
Does it hurt? Yeah, that's right. You were like, does it hurt when you move your hand? And he's like, yeah.
Dude, yeah. I was like, man. So that's even more epic.
Yeah.
He pulled it all off.
He won it injured.
And he won it by a decent few points too.
Yeah. And one of the wild cards they brought in for the day was a PC game called Trombone Champ, which is kind of like Guitar Hero, but you use a mouse, and the bars come from the right side of the screen to the left, and you have to raise your mouse up and down, and it stays on a vertical axis.
Yeah, click and release.
And you click when the bar is on the right spot, and you move the mouse up to get the next bar, and the bars can wave up and down, so you have to click and follow the bar up and down with your mouse.
Tough. Really sensitive.
It was tricky as,
Man.
And then
just tough.
Another wild card for the last game to mention was Tyrion. It was a DOS, but an old DOS game. Laptop.
Pretty cool shooter.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, vertical scrolling.
The weird part for me was that it was widescreen, so it wasn't like landscape. It was it was landscape. It wasn't portrait. It was landscape, but it was vertical scroller, which is the opposite of what you expect for a vertical scrolling shooter. That, to me, I was like, what the fuck, this is just weird. My brain is like, nah. And it kind of looked like a Flash game, but better.
Yeah.
Good game, though. I enjoyed it. Yeah. And I figured out that, the more you destroy overall, the more points you get.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
that was a cool little, interesting beast of a game to learn and play on the spot.
So it kept us busy, Neil.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Really.
yeah, it was
And
disappointing.
everyone was like talking shit about you. You
Yeah.
weren't there.
I'm glad-
Well, that
Yeah.
Neil guy's off giving gobbies.
I wish I could have made it, but obviously didn't work out. But like, I don't think I would have done well with that kind of list anyway. Like, there was nothing in my wheelhouse or anything like that. So yeah.
Yeah,
But
I think you would have still finished top 10.
the pinballs were torture. Like I think you and I did like a 2-player on Space Invaders. Yeah, and I think you would have got like about 160 or 170 or something.
194.
Oh wow, even better.
I think 190 something.
Yeah, I got like 67k or something, which was okay for me. And
Well, you still beat a lot of people though.
yeah,
Because that's games. There's no mercy.
it's a really fucking up. Yeah, so
No mercy.
So I had like a tiny shred of confidence with pinball when it came to Space Invaders, and then that didn't translate to Godzilla. So I was playing that, and Dave, who owns the machine, was right next to me, and so he was playing Demolition Man, I think, was next to it. So it was Godzilla and Demolition Man next to it, and so I was playing along, and like I got a center drop where I hit, like in Godzilla there's this bumper that's like right in the middle, so when you flip up and you hit this bumper, it just drops the ball right down the middle, and so I was like, oh no, my run's over. And so like I tried to like take a cue from Sam, who's he's good at bumping machines, and so yeah,
He's a big man.
I gave it this tiny bump, and I swear it's still a tiny bump, and it went to danger, and I went, oh okay, whoops, and then so it went to danger. I took my hands off, and then it went and said tilt and stopped, and I was like, but I wasn't even touching it. And then Dave's like, yeah, you gave it a pretty good shove, and I was like, what? I didn't even do it. So that like. And
It's crazy.
yeah, I just
Good
like
tactics by Sam.
Sam. I watched Sam play, and he almost picks the machine up and like shakes it.
It must have just been the way, or maybe the player before
as
you.
it was coming down, like
Totally.
It was swinging still.
all I did was just gave it a little nudge, and usually that's not even enough to trigger
I
danger.
haven't seen you
like,
be aggressive with pennies before. I don't see.
I'm
that
not.
You,
I can't. It's
That's
like,
my problem.
It's
yeah.
like I just those machines, particularly at Netherworld, they belong to somebody, and I watch the way that like you're meant to play the machine, and that you're meant to strategically, shuffle the machine one way or the other, and I have a problem with that. I just can't, like, you don't do that with an arcade
Just
cab.
mentally.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I saw Jimmy doing it, and after that, I was like, oh, I'm gonna fucking be as aggressive as I need to be, but before tilting.
Yeah.
So you must have just got unlucky, man.
Yeah, so that was that,
sucks.
and it ended my run, and so
That was the end of the third ball tilt.
Yeah,
No bonus.
no bonus, no nothing. So it ended up like 7.9 mil or something. Like
You know what's crazy? If you did know Castlevania, like the rules, you probably would have won that. And then if you didn't tilt that, it could have been you, man. Like, that's crazy.
That's
That's
what makes
Denizen.
that's what makes the event so good.
Yeah,
I think
exciting as
that there's you've got a lot of people who could potentially be in the same spot, but
Absolutely.
all it takes is one game to go one way or another, and then the outcome completely changes.
Yeah. Well, in saying that, like, I looked at, I can't remember how many points Dot won at the end, but it was quite significant.
Yeah, he would have had
was
to
a
lose
lot.
a bunch of
He's
spots.
really destroyed that competition.
Yeah, he did well. He
Yeah.
wasn't that confident. I remember
I
talking to
know.
him at the bar before I left, and he was like, "Oh man, it could be you. I haven't seen you have a bad game." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't play that bad. Yeah, maybe top 5."
Yeah.
I mean, I came 6th, so I'm happy, but he wasn't that confident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy, because when I won, I had an inkling that this could be. I thought maybe I'll be top 3.
I have a photo, because you were so confident, of you putting your voting, like your scores in the barrel.
Oh, what do you mean, like in the
Because
barrel?
like we used to have to write down our scores in Ultimate too. Like it wasn't done through match play.
Oh right.
And you had to write them all down and put them, like you had to put them in like a voting slip kind of thing. And I got a photo of you putting the thing in there.
You don't remember that?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I've got a pic of it. Yeah.
I put my scores in a.
Yeah. So like they had to go through all the scores at the end, and it took forever. Yeah, I remember
on
that.
like pieces of paper.
On pieces of paper.
I remember
Do you
that.
remember?
Nah, I need to see
Yeah.
this photo. That'll bring
Yeah.
memories
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Damn.
That's
Yeah.
Because when you went in, you used to have like a score sheet, and you had to get it signed off by everyone.
Oh, I remember the
Somebody
sheets of
sign
paper.
off,
Yeah, I do remember that, dude. Yes. I do
Yeah.
remember that now.
Wow.
I thought you were saying like every time you get a score, you write it on a little piece of paper and you put it in the barrel.
No. Like it's like Sean
That doesn't
Rowland and
make any
all of your
sense. What
scores.
is this, bingo?
And like, and Jimmy would just be like hammering through all these scores just
At the end,
implementing
yeah,
them.
but now match play it makes more sense to have
Yeah.
on the
Shit.
go.
Mm.
Get that Milton Mango in you, mate.
Ah, so good. Love
So yeah, John,
Do you have any more,
it. I've got 2 more.
mate?
Come on.
Yeah.
Hey.
Get back in the Australian lifestyle.
Yeah, mine was having 4 extras to bring back. You
Do you need it now?
Yeah, of course he needs it. Of course he needs it now.
so
Matter of fact, I need it now. I need it right now. Wait a minute, wrong beer.
so anyone that
Sure
doesn't
you have
know,
spare?
Dot's like Netherworld pinballer pretty much.
Yeah. Yep.
He's like always around like Gary, so I always love it when they go
You
to
can't get
like,
rid of him.
But like, you do love it when it goes to people who are like hanging around Netherworld all the time and stuff
Absolutely,
like
man.
that,
Yep,
and just
yep.
like completely local to the scene. So,
Totally.
and I think that's happened with all of the winners so far. Like, I wouldn't say any of them. They're like
True.
kind of people that don't hang out and do things. So,
So if you want to be a denizen, just be there a lot.
Be there, that's it.
It kind of
That's
helps
it.
somehow.
yeah, totally.
Shit,
Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
Super stoked
Anything
for
else
Dot.
you guys want to add before we?
Not that I could think of. Nah.
Nah, just every time you do a Denizen, read the rules of every game before you play it.
Yeah, it
Is there
affects.
anything you're going to do?
Can affect things.
Top tip.
Words to live
Big
by.
tip. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Fuck. I'm thinking
Yeah.
next year it's still like my ideal thing would be that eventually everyone in this podcast wins the Denizen, and we can be, because right now we're 50% Denizen,
Yeah.
and then we can make a poster like Play It Up podcast 100% Denizen. To most people that means nothing.
50% kill screen as well.
But true. Right now we are 50% kill screen, 50% Denizen. So 100% is sorted.
100% facial hair.
Feel like I'm not
Yeah.
contributing a lot.
What do you mean? You got
Well, we've got Denizens here and kill screen is here, so Sean's carrying me
But
with
I don't
with
think
double.
neither of us have a world record.
double dragon
No.
world record holder.
Double.
Oh,
and
world
50% world record holders.
Yeah.
We don't have that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, take it. With 50% something, you know.
Yeah.
Neil's, we're 25% gobby.
Gobby.
We're 50% gobby.
Let's be honest. Yeah.
How much-
They may not know it yet. But,
Oh no.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Pocket podcast, a Pocket Arcade podcast is
yeah.
a
Yeah, we should
The
mention.
PARP.
We should
The
mention.
PARP. I love that it's
Yeah,
Pocket Arcade
officially.
podcast. PARP.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, tell us
Talk
what's
us
going on
through
there,
PARP.
man. You've also been up to that.
Yeah, true. So I started another podcast with Mark Bell called the Pocket Arcade Retro Podcast. The idea is that neither of us have a lot of time on our hands, so we thought we'd do a 30-minute podcast each week. And the idea is to be up to date with events that are happening within Australia and news-related things. So, yeah, we've also got like a Gmail account for like any kind of listeners who want to send in some emails of some topics we might want to reach out to.
Cool.
And yeah, we've got a couple through there as well. So
some
yeah,
ideas.
but yeah, just a little project on the side. So I'll be talking about all of my like high scores and things like that, and pickups and things like that on here. But yeah, just something else I'm doing. So yeah,
It's really cool. I'm actually loving it, man.
yeah,
So
it's
it's
all.
good.
The format of the podcast you mentioned is that it's in a smaller format that's in mind for people who are travelling to work and that sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of like designed for half an hour commutes. You know,
You can
and I'm
basically
like,
It's
listen to
not
it on your way
a
to
fucking
work.
3-hour long podcast like we seem to
Yeah, we're more like the Lord of the
talking
Rings.
shit.
100%.
That's like a short on Disney Plus or something.
Yeah, that's
We're
right.
we're more for people who are travelling long distance than anything.
Yeah.
Or
People
alcoholics, people that don't have jobs at all. So,
Yeah, people who like
yeah.
listening to our bullshit. But we come out a lot less often,
Yeah.
That's true.
That's,
So-
yeah, correct.
which we want
It
to change.
evens out a little.
Our goal is I don't want to commit to it because I don't know what'll happen, but fortnightly episodes. Now that I've said that,
I'd love that, but fuck, that's like, yeah.
But
It would be
even-
good. If we could.
Yeah, even if it's just two of us that can do it, or even one of us, and we interview someone, like
Yeah.
something like that. And then every month we all get together,
Yeah.
you know, and do this bullshit. So,
Well-
shout out to Mark from Game the System, Footbag for life.
So,
That's how long it takes, man.
sorry. All good. One thing, like I was going to talk about if you guys are happy to talk about, like, we talked about choosing a game.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
Great idea.
So yeah, the idea is that we all choose a game
I don't,
to
yeah.
talk about,
Yeah.
and then if one of us hasn't played that game, we put it on a list until we get 4 games on the one console, and then we sit down and we'll put like a little Twitch thing together and play the games.
Sick, yeah.
Like a Twitch live
Sick,
yeah.
streaming
Fuck yeah.
podcast session.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
that'd
be sick.
So what, is we doing it now?
Yeah, let's do it.
What
So-
console?
So,
Yeah.
well, let's
Or-
decide. And has anyone got a?
Choose
I was thinking
don't ask me, you know what I
Atari.
mean, so
I think
no,
Atari would be
Something,
pretty
that's
rad.
probably something we can all pick.
Yeah.
Alright.
I've got an Atari.
And something that only one of us hasn't played is what we try to choose.
Well, you just choose a game.
Right. And if one of
And
us hasn't played it, then
We put it on the list until we have 4 games,
yeah.
and then
The
we
one
sit
of us
down and
hasn't
play.
played, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright. Okay. I like it. That's a running thing. We need that.
Alright.
That's
It
sweet.
might take a little time to think about. I've got one off the top of my head.
I've got one.
I don't know. I'll think of something.
You're going to be
Yeah.
playing it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm the one, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'd like to start with Indy 500
Wow. On the Atari 2600.
on the Atari 2600.
I haven't played it.
You haven't played it?
No.
Okay. I choose this game.
That's
I
one.
actually played this the first time at PAX with a mate in the retro corner. And what it is
You
is
went to PAX without us?
yeah, I've been to PAX like 4 or 5
Many times
now,
without
yeah.
yeah.
So it's
Classic Gobby brother behaviour.
it's a figure 8 race course, right? And a dot comes up in the on the screen, and your 2 Indy cars.
It's like
And you use like the rotating wheel
Oh,
things,
wow.
and what you have to do is got to be the first person to go to that spot, and if you get that spot, you get a point,
Oh, cool.
and then another one will appear
Sounds pretty
randomly on the map. And me and my mate Chris played this, and we just had a fucking blast. Like we
Wow,
played it every
yeah.
day.
Who would
Like,
have thought that would be such a
Yeah.
fun game?
You wouldn't think it. Hey, like it's black and white, looks crap, but like it was just such a simple mechanic, and it was
Yeah.
super fun to play.
Crazy.
That's exactly what it was like at Death by Arcade when we all played Pong.
Oh my god.
I think
Yeah.
that was insane. It was
On the Atari?
yeah.
Yep.
I saw it and I was like, that's gonna be shit. And then we sat down and I played it against John McIntyre, and so yeah,
J-Mac.
John McIntyre's he's a pretty competitive dude.
Yeah.
And it's
He likes it.
It's
Yeah.
incredible playing like head to head.
Yeah.
So yeah, it goes to show you like just appearances can be deceiving. It's really fun. Really
Was
fun.
it Aaron was saying it's way more fun than it should actually be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It actually is super fun. It's just Pong.
Yeah.
It's 2 paddles and like a square
And a
pixel
dot,
bouncing.
yeah.
Pong's awesome, man.
Yeah.
We've always, whenever there's a Pong
The
machine,
Pong
we'll,
machine,
we'll
oh,
always,
the
we'll always
Pong,
play.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's been
yeah,
around for a while, but
yeah, for sure.
So good.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so Indy 500's on the list.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool. I've
Perfect.
got me.
Go shoot, man.
Go.
I'm going to go Wizard of War on Atari, which was also ported to Commodore 64 and a whole bunch of other of the old 8-bit game systems and consoles. I don't think it was ever on
Wizard of
NES.
Right.
Yeah.
I haven't played it.
So it's basically a arena shooter. You've got a small maze, but you can be a 1-player against computer enemies, or you play as 2-player and you can accidentally shoot each other. And you've got these 2 little guys that move around the maze, and your shots go a certain distance and stuff. And
That sounds awesome.
it's like just
that's 2-player as well.
It is, yeah. It's a good 2-player
Yeah.
one. Yeah. I used to think it was called Gorf because when we had our Commodore 64 as kids, we actually on the disc we had it was called Gorf. It must have been misnamed, like as it was burnt on.
Ah,
God,
right,
wherever
yeah.
it was burnt,
You golfed it.
copied off. Yeah.
Such a good
But it's actually called Wizard of War, and it's super fun, especially in 2-player when you're fighting the
Play
enemies
that.
and trying not to kill yourselves.
Wizard of War, WOR.
WR.
Yep.
War. And at the end, once you kill all the enemies on the screen, a Wizard of War appears, and this dude just teleports around the screen, and you have to get a lucky shot to kill him to be able to finish the level. And he'll just teleport just behind you and walk through you and kill you. And wow, it's a pretty
sounds good.
intense little.
Well, I haven't played it. I don't
Sounds
think
nasty.
Shooter.
Has anyone played it except you?
Oh, I've played it, but I haven't played it on Atari.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it's actually on my Grail list of arcade games to own.
Oh, wow.
But you can get it from $500 from the States, which is pretty freaking expensive. So yeah, got to save up for that one.
Okay.
But
yeah, pinch those pennies.
Add it to the list.
That's 2 games already.
Yeah, boom.
You?
What are you playing next week at this stage?
Mine's Missile Command, and I reckon most of you have played it. Maybe one of you haven't on the Atari.
Yeah, I reckon I've probably played it
Fuck.
once or twice, maybe.
You played it?
Yeah.
Fuck!
I love it
Alright,
too.
well that one. That's just
Sure.
my favourite game on the Atari.
So
I don't have
good.
many options.
Can we just add it anyway because it's fun?
I beefed it. Can we add it? Anyway?
We had a session on that. We recorded and put it into Twin Galaxies.
Before we ever started the podcast, I think.
Yeah.
I came around one day and we recorded it. Both submitted scores to Twin Galaxies. I think I'm
Cool.
3rd and you're 4th.
Yeah,
in the
something
world
like that.
because of PAL.
Yeah.
I think Rob McCauley saw it and was like, yeah, alright guys.
Yeah.
Step aside.
Something
Yeah.
Hold my beer.
I was number 1 for a little bit, I think. Or no, number 2 or 1?
I don't remember.
I think I was 2nd, and then
Yeah.
Rob, knocked me down a peg. Yeah, fair enough. It was a good time. It's a great.
It's transfers perfectly now.
With that joystick
Yep.
on the Atari, works perfect. Yeah, so that was mine, but I was just hoping one of you hadn't played it because I'd love to play that with you guys.
Well, there you go.
I'll pretend I
No.
haven't played it.
All I was going to suggest on 2600 was River Raid, which I've played heaps, but everybody's definitely played that. So yeah,
I believe I have.
yeah. So
There's another one I found on Corner
Such a
64.
great game,
But then,
if you grab one of the Netherworld tokens, maybe we can coin toss and see which one of us can. We can decide whether it's River Raid or whether it's Missile Command.
2 good choices.
For the list.
Yeah.
Can we introduce that, Neil?
Yeah, of course.
Is that a rule?
Whatever. Yeah, but
It is.
it's our thing to do. So.
All right. So, amusement only for River Raid.
Tails.
Tails.
Yeah, tails for River Raid and heads for Missile Command.
It actually is a head too.
It is.
Netherworld head.
It is.
All right. Heads. Missile Command.
That's not a loss at all.
No,
that's,
both
that's
is
great.
good.
That's
Both is
good
good.
options.
All right. So we got 3 games.
Yep.
Should we just pick a 4th game since we're so close, or we
I
wait till
think-
next week?
After that.
After next week, because
Yeah.
otherwise we'll be playing every second week.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
We don't want to
So I
go
might
too
just
hard. I'm
draw
just
it out.
excited. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. But, yeah, great choice though, River Raid. That's
Yeah,
a nice
hell of a game.
Yeah.
Tournament edition by Tolbert. By Matthew
Yeah, by
Tolbert.
Matt Tolhurst.
You legend
Yep.
from
Champion of Game
Game
System.
Footbag Game of System podcast.
This is good. Alright, I think that's
us.
a wrap.
You guys got to fuck off, eh?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to
Cool,
convince
Joey.
Dennis to get KFC for dinner after you guys leave. Spoiler.
Some arm twisting going
Catching up on all your Australian fast foods.
Dude, I've only had it once since I've been back, and they didn't have hot spicy at the Carindale shop, so it doesn't
Ouch.
even count. No, I'm off it.
Same.
Anyway,
Thank you for joining us for another episode.
Cheers, everyone.
this is weird. Look at us all sitting there.
Yeah, we're all here.
We're all in
Amazing.
Australia.
Thanks
Where
for
are
tuning
we?
in.
Yep.
Yeah,
See
thank
you next episode.
You. You guys have a.
You never lost a shot.
How the fuck? I barely even saw it. I thought he was throwing the beer cozy. So I was like, oh, it doesn't matter if I don't catch it.
That was fucking hot.
That's-
I'm just like sitting there. It
I'm
was like
so
fucking
shocked.
magic. It's like it just like.
Dude, I'm shocked. Dude, that was a really good throw. Anywhere else I would have been too slow, but it was so like close to my hand. What just happened?
Yeah. Maybe we should call it quits. Like it's not going to get better.
It's all downhill from here.
Yeah.
Hopefully it was recording.
It is recording, yeah.
Hey! I'm gonna put it on the table.
Yeah, nice.
As a little nod.
GDS.
And then we can play footbag at the end and see if we can get more than one
Double
kick.
dodo.
Kick some seagulls.
Double dodo. Oh. Axel
If it's anything-
Foley.
If it's anything like the game, it's super slow. So
Yep.
it'll be like space,
Yep.
kind of space gravity.
Such a good game.
Yeah.
Footbag.
Bag.
That's just what it's like playing footbag in real life as well. It's really slow, and you can always get to the footbag.
Super easy.
I just shuffle
If
left.
it gets away from
Yeah.
you, it just pops back in and it's flashing.